allow the children. It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind. Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over Naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo. My yegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. My yegun don't come, oh, yo. Man of the masses, my ego don't come, my ego diary politico, my ego don't come, this man not the off in mind, my ego don't come, aha, na him na don hear.
Hello there.
Mayegun la wa mo, la mo to dodo. Mayegun la wa mo, la mo to dodo.
Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Mayegun Live. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. And we can consider this broadcast a Sunday sermon where we always have our no holds bar session, you know, where we advise also the people who are easily offended, especially those who love to be politically correct. If you are the type who can easily get offended, I advise you should probably skip this broadcast. Everyone else, read the caption of the broadcast, read the description of the broadcast, like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell everybody that
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnràjì àní ẹ̀ súnràjì lórí Facebook àní ẹ̀ súnràjì.
Consider this as well as an update on what is going on. Remember, raise up your hand if you can hear me loud and clear. It is very, very important before we get so fully deeper into this. A lot is going on, but we will deal with every tonight. This might be not maybe a shocker somehow, but I think you should know about it. No matter how much you are buying a liter of petroleum in Nigeria right now, it is about to go up again. And it's going up because the NNPC says so. Dangote refinery, Dangote oil, they said they have distributed it across the country, but don't blame me. I am not, don't call me the bringer of bad news. I'm just somebody who wants to keep you informed. And that is why Timoshe Day. So good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us at this moment. It is Mayegun Live. So which one do you want first? The bad news, the worst news, or the good news? Because sometimes what you will call good news to some people are bad news. For example, all that transpired in Rivers State yesterday and today, to some people it is good news. To other people, now bad news. So, or is it that Dangote refinery, as they have claimed, right, that they will begin to give Dangote refinery crude oil, which we haven't seen any evidence of, by the way, that they will be selling the crude oil in Naira, which is in the news in Nigeria. To some people, that is good news. Or to other people who get to know that, that they are selling it in Naira or in Sefa or in dollars, so you are still going to be the one to be ripped off. It is of no benefit to you or to your family, to your economic well-being. So to some, it is bad news. So depends on which side of the pendulum you are, and when it swings, it is now from Awolowo to Nikon. Anyway, it depends on what you the way you want to see it. So to me, I will call it an update. Update on what the contraption is cooking, has cooked and serving. And then who are those that they are dishing this to? Almost everyone, right? Yeah, people may be feeling this differently in that contraption today. But the most important thing is that as much as APC, Egbekegbe want to keep you in a state of confusion, Mayegun's Diary Political want to help clear the air so that you can understand where the entire suffering or hardship you are facing or the confusion you are facing is coming from. Give you clarity. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to start from Rivers State so that we can get to other stuffs after. You get? Ladies and gentlemen, the supposed SIEC, RISIEC or RCEC, Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, finally made the announcement of their election results, which has now been adjudged as the most peaceful, free and fair elections in the Nigerian standard. It is the election that we have witnessed that people were not selling votes. I don't know if you observed that. Yeah, it's got its own, what do you call it, RNG behind it, right? But even the RNG elections in Nigeria, they still have to sell votes. You will still see the willing buyer, the willing sellers, right? You will still see those, even at the polling unit. That's why the fact that they are going to rig it, right? You still see people sharing money or people fighting themselves. So we've also realized that it is also the only election, the first of its kind, that the police did not get involved and it was peaceful until the police got involved and it became partially violent. So let's start from that Rivers. Then we are going to come to the Agbaya, Agbaofos, the Agbaoshis, the 419ers called the APC. Starting with Osoba, Akonde, and the rest of all those Solori Bruku Agbayas of Yoruba land, who decided yesterday within their midst, they said, no matter what the Yorubas are going through, no matter what you are going through in Nigeria, listen, you must, as Yorubas, you must stand with Thiefnubu. Don't let anybody make you criticize him. He is a Yoruba man. As a Yoruba, you must stand by him. Stand with him. Really, even people where they stand on his man, they don't cripple. Some of them are already disabled. Osoba, Akonde, they know if he stand straight as well, right? Even though they are feeding fat from, from the largesse of that, of the looting going on in that place, right? They still can't stand straight. Most of them are already crippled partially, right? Walking with walking stick. They said it's the old age. And people who are already old enough are not so honest with the young people. The young people that Thiefnubu is mortgaging their future. APC, destroying their present and their future. They are telling you that as Yorubas, you must not join others in criticizing Thiefnubu. So we're coming back to that. We are coming to that. However, I will start this tonight with the supposed prediction of Fauleshe. Yes, Fauleshe of Ekiti, when the going was still good. And the massaging of the ego of Wike was something that they were experts in.
Your Excellency, my counsel is to you. God will help you. Don't see more than what you are supposed to see. The moment you want to see more than you are supposed to see, you begin to see spirit. I know Wike. I know Wike. Now, if he say he will fight you, it's either you surrender or you look for that trouble to the end. God will not find you Wike's problem. He has
nuisance lele.
That was a Fauleshe, the Fauleshe of Ekiti. Abifoleshe of Ekiti. When the going was good, when they used to massage the ego of Wike. But yesterday, that changed. The tune changed to a sound like this. Nobody worry, nobody. That was now that's the new song in River State, you will say. So yesterday, the RCEC made the announcement of the election results where APP, the party floated by Fubara, was declared the winner of 22 local government areas out of 23. All People's Party, APP, right? Including Wike's local government area, Obiakpo local government area. Then HA local government with 5 councillors was declared for Action Alliance Party, AA Party. So something to say, well, it's fair. PDP didn't participate. APC is fractioned and all of that, right? So they didn't participate as well because Wike controls both. The PDAPC stayed off, hoping and banking on the Federal High Court judgment as Wike secured one for them. Court judgment that is totally out of the jurisdiction of the court. But that's what they do, okay? But Fubara, who knows this, did not fall for it. He didn't tell his boys or his supporters that everybody calm down, everybody calm down. No. He faced them enough to say no. So yesterday, this announcement was made. Please, let's start with this.
By Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, ably led by my humble self, on the outcome of the local government elections held on Saturday, 5th of October 2024. You will recall, gentlemen, that on Monday, the 1st July 2024, the 6th Commission of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, headed by my humble self as chairman and chief electoral commissioner, held a general stakeholders meeting, during which the timetable of activities and guidelines for the 2024 local government council elections in Rivers State was unveiled, and 5th October fixed for the election. Thenceforth, several political parties indicated their interest to participate in the election. About 18 out of the registered political parties in the Federation resident in Rivers State partook in it. They had party primaries. Candidates were screened and subsequently cleared to contest as chairmen, vice chairmen, and councillors from the various wards and local government areas of Rivers State. The Commission embarked on enlightenment and sensitization campaign to educate the citizens on their democratic rights and the importance of exercising their franchise. In keeping with extant regulations, the Commission displayed the register of voters in all the 6,866 polling units of the state, which political parties embarked on campaigns, while political parties embarked on campaigns to canvass votes from their supporters. Things were progressing smoothly until the 10-day protest that gripped the nation, leading to stagnation of social, economic, and political activities. That aside, several legal obstacles and court cases were instituted against the Commission by persons and parties, ostensibly in vindication of their democratic right. Despite these obstacles, the Commission remained unbowed and ensured that the 5th October date remained as sacrosanct as it invariable, especially after the Supreme Court judgment of 11th of July 2024 and the judgment of IPC Igwe of Rivers State High Court. It is therefore heartening that I stand before you all today to affirm the smooth, safe, and free, fair, credible, and transparent, all-inclusive, successful, violence-free, and most treasured conduct of the 2024 Rivers State Local Government Council elections, despite all odds. Polls were closed across the state by 3 p.m. today. Before then, there was large turnout of enthusiastic citizens who came out to exercise their franchise, even in the midst of heavy downpour witnessed this morning. Results have been trickling in since closure of polls, and the good people of Rivers State and residents have spoken through the ballot, and they are in ecstatic expectation of the results of this historic election. The Commission, on behalf of the people of Rivers State, salute the patriotism, the resolve, resilience, and support of the overwhelming majority of Rivers State people and residents. Now to the heart of the matter, and that is, we embark on declaration of results for the chairmanship elections into the 23 local government areas of Rivers State, emerging from the 5th October 2024 local government elections in Rivers State. Therefore, I, Honorable Justice Adolfo Senebili retired, in my capacity as the Chairman, Chief Electoral Commissioner of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, and pursuant to the extant provisions of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Law number 2 of 2018 and all other laws enabling me in that behalf, do hereby make declaration of results for the chairmanship elections into the 23 local government councils of Rivers State. After painstaking collation of results at the close of poll by our team of officials regarding the local government council elections conducted this day, the 5th of October 2024, the following candidates, having scored majority of lawful or valid votes cast in 2/3 of the respective wards comprising their respective local government areas of Rivers State, are hereby returned as elected chairmen or chairwomen. They are 1. Abua Odwa, Ruben Vincent Obo, APP, Ahoda East.
So they are going to keep, I mean, I like the way he puts it, like without having to go into all this rigmarole, unnecessary drama and all of that. So now these are the winners, according to the RISIEC, the legally or constitutionally empowered man to make the pronouncement. Let's listen to that. The winners.
Ezu Rizi Chibudom Hezekiah, APP. Ahoda West, Ikporo Iyeko, APP. Akukutoro, Tonye Briggs Oniyide, APP. Andone, Lazarus Gote Intogwile, APP. Asaritoro, Engineer Dr. Sule Amakre, APP. Boni, Anengi Barasua, Wakeups, APP. Degema, Dr. Agriye M. Harry, APP. Eleme, Brian A.E. Gogba, APP. Emoha, Omereji Chinedu David, APP. In respect of Eche, the commission in its wisdom stood down its result because of the expansive land there comprised of 19 words. Collation, we want to be sure of correct collation before we announce. And for Eche local government, it is stood down till the announcement of results or the collation of results for the councillors. We now come to Gokana. Dumiye Monday Belbare, APP. Ikwere Abos Israel Easy, APP. Kana Martins Nwibo, APP. Obiakpo Ihunwo Kemzinum Chijoke, APP. Ogwegwe Mandone Umejuru Nwabu Homa Isaac, APP. Ogubolo Oforibeka Ishmael, APP. Okrika Achese Igwe, APP. Omuma Promise Reginald, APP. Opobonkoro Enyada Clifford Kokigam, APP. Oyibo Okere Gift, APP. Port Harcourt Ichemati Ezebunwo Prince Charles, APP. And Tai DK Matthew Felix, APP. The details or the statistics of the respective scores shall be published in RISEC website and the media, and they will be made available to the public and all contestants. The election results for councillorship election into 319 words spread across the 23 local government areas of Rivers State shall be declared subsequently and soonest, together with that of HA that has been stood down. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for listening.
So that was the announcement yesterday. But this morning, in fact, before this morning, they finally announced the HA local government results, which goes to the Action Alliance. Like I said in my broadcast yesterday, it is just a pure selection and coronation, right? I was even expecting that Fubara would possibly just, first thing on Monday morning, swear in his own guys. Somehow, no, they couldn't wait till Monday. because they are dealing with someone who is a little bit duplicitous, and they are not giving room to any chances, so to say. So early this morning, the people of Rivers State themselves, they took to the streets. Again, kindly confirm if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Right. I know. See, my platform has been under some serious, I don't know if it's cyber attack or something. I don't know. You see, it's either they are like attacking me from the left, the right, this, to the point that somebody hacked my Instagram. Yeah. And the next thing, they started posting things there. I barely go on Instagram, by the way. I barely go there, you know. And then the next thing, Facebook just went on and suspended my Facebook account. Like, no appeal, no nothing. It just took me off. Go on and search for Badero Olushola Luashe. Go and search for me on Facebook right now. You will not see me. And I didn't do anything. Nothing. They took everything off there, like, man. So I hope they won't take this off at some point as well, you know. So I'm so sorry if I am paying attention to it. If anything goes off there, I can easily tell, right? So fair enough, I have, for those of us who are on Facebook, you probably won't be able to have seen me again for another 30 days for doing nothing, right? If not because I've had enough sort of, you know, backup profiles that could easily just still make me come on, that you can still see Mayegun, as much as my platform has been shadow banned for years now, making it impossible for a lot of people to see Mayegun on Facebook or even share Mayegun's videos on Facebook. Imagine you want to share Mayegun live and Facebook is asking you to sign in again. Like, why do you have to sign in again? Because you want to like or share Mayegun's video. So I've been under this cyber warfare. But they can't win. I promise you, they can't. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's continue. So that was the supposed people on the side of Fubara. Because to them, they've had enough of Wike. It's just too much. They've had enough. You had your time. Wike was a local government chairman. From there, when Amici became governor, Amici made him a chief of staff to him, right? He became almost very powerful in Amici's government. Later, Jonathan appointed him as Minister of Education for State Education. Then later, he was promoted to become the proper Minister of Education in Nigeria. Then from there, he became governor, right? of Rivers State, 8 years. Now he is a minister in Abuja, but still he won't let Rivers go. So to the average people in Rivers State, it doesn't matter how the election happened, right? Fubara has shown to them that he is actually a student of Wike's school. And that's what this guy had to say about it.
Yes. Okay, let me say something. I am super excited about the outcome of Rivers local government election today, regardless of the party that won. And for me, there are 3 takeaways. Number 1 is the fact that Governor Fubara is the first in the history of Nigeria to organize a local government election in a state such as Rivers without the presence of police and security agents, and it was successful. That speaks a lot. He's the first governor in this district, so he should be congratulated. And for me, I think we can actually do this in a larger picture without conducting our elections without involvement of every security personnel and all that. It's a big lesson. We can take a cue from that. The second takeaway for me is that, like my boxing coach used to tell me in London, that ego and anger are serious enemy of any man. So the moment you allow them to occupy space in your life, you're bound to have problems. So we saw that playing out in Rivers today, and I see it playing out very soon in the life of a PDP and the larger Nigerian at large. Now, so for me, the third takeaway is the fact that I don't think Governor Wike and his advisors and his associates, I don't think they are smart enough. They goofed. They're not smart enough, because ordinarily they should have advised Mr. Wike to say, Fubara, summon him, come. What's this guy? Now your boy. Call him. Let's talk about it. See, Rivers are our own. Nobody say anything. Let's make it work. And all this will be seamless. But we saw what ego, ill-advised, anger, what that has brought to Rivers State. So it's a big lesson to our other governors, to our other leaders, even to Mr. President. It's a big lesson that as a leader, you must be able to know when to say enough, of these actions and all that. So I congratulate the good people of Rivers State. I congratulate Governor Fubara. He has shown that he has grown. That little boy, when they take boy, I look, don't show them saying the man. So I congratulate him, and I congratulate the people of Rivers State. I've always said it. Rivers State, their primary purpose, their primary intention, their primary goal is local politics. National politics is secondary. So today they have really displayed that and exhibited that. So I congratulate them. No, I don't want to comment about that. It's for another day.
It doesn't matter anymore. Don't worry. I saw somebody there who, I mean, good enough. I don't know who took out one weary that strayed on that YouTube earlier. I think, one Runuku that found himself on Mayogu's Diary Political. But I'll come back to that, okay? But anyway, Fubara won't wait till Monday. So this morning, they sent out a circular that all of them, including the Action Alliance elected chairman of HA, our local government, everybody should, and their deputy, everybody should come straight to the government house, get their certificate of return, and be sworn in as chairman. So I have where he's signing their certificate here this morning. And as you must know, nobody say we have any dog in their fight. Let's kind of make that clear. All right. So the what do you call it? The show of strength or the show of might among them, right? In case if you just stumble on this, right? We have been tracking and reporting on some of these actions and inactions of these guys for months. So what you have now is just like an update. Because right now, after Fubara says sworn in his own supporters who are now legally the local government chairman in Rivers State. So it's now more or less like a sealed what could have been what should be the end of Wike's political influence. An influence where he got the wrath, kind of like attracted the wrath of the people last year when Wike single-handedly, with the support of some of these guys too, right, rigged an election for Thiefnubu, which contributed to the emergence of Thiefnubu. Thiefnubu never won any election, not even a single ward in the entire Rivers State. But with the Wike, arm twisted violently the election results in that state that gave Rivers State partially to Thiefnubu. Today, Thiefnubu and his co-travelers, they have destroyed Nigeria, economy and others, right? So terribly that even people who no support them are feeling the heat right now. So if you have people who are looking, if you are wondering, why do you think a lot of people are looking for something to, to kind of feel good about, something that will show that, with a Wike should deserve whatever is coming to him, his destruction, his ruin, right? They want to witness it. Now, you may not find that in any way something or satisfying, but there are those who believes that what people are facing in that contraption today, right? They probably wouldn't be facing it if the likes of Wike did not influence violently, fraudulently influence the outcome of that election. So if, like I said, if you want to be politically correct, maybe this is not the program for you. It may be a better time for you to go and watch, what do you call it? Tom and Jerry, or any other thing that could make you laugh, something else. So if you see people who are kind of like celebrating what they feel satisfactorily as the defeat or the end of Wike, please don't preach to them. I beg of you. Let them express themselves in the comment section. Let them feel good. All right? Don't take any offense. If you take any offense, we will kick you out of here. Do you understand? That's why I said it from the beginning. Okay? If you see people, it's not because they have anything directly they want to. It's not, I mean, benefit from this. No. It is not because majority of them are comfortable with the what do you call it, the democratic, supposed democratic process that has been bastardized in Nigeria. No. So some of them, whatever will make and destroy Wike is a welcome development. So let them enjoy it. I don't need your preaching. We don't need any of your preaching to anybody here. Okay? So normally on Mayegun's Diary Politico, we do not have a dog in their fight. Okay? However, from what it is, the latest is now that some said Fubara is acting faster because by tomorrow there may be a court order that will stop this, and nothing is going to stop anything anymore. Forget about that. So what is likely going to go next is what? Maybe violence here and there, or maybe a few days, protest here and there, or maybe a few days. After that, everybody will go back to where they are. Like this guy said, during their own time, during the Amichi's time, he said that, in fact, before I bring that up, this was what, because what they are saying right now is that they are going to stop these guys from taking over, taking over the local government secretariat from tomorrow. So the Wike's men said they would take over the local government area and prevent these guys from resuming. And here is what Fubara had to say.
To be peace-loving. I'm aware that they are mobilizing 20 people per unit to go and confront you tomorrow when you resume in your local government headquarters. But please, if they are coming with violence, avoid them. The peace of this state is too important to us. It is on public notice. Everybody knows what they're planning. But please, I want to beg every one of you, follow my approach. At the right time, you will always win if you're patient and calculative. We have made our promises to our people. We're going to lead them to the promised land. And where is that promised land? We want to create a river state. In secondary school, they say there's something they call egalitarian society, where there is peace, where everybody is equal. My own side of the extract from the national anthem is a nation where no one is oppressed.
Whatever that means. So they have the report already that there's something here too. I think I should let this guy say this before I add this, okay? Because there's something. All this political rascality that you are witnessing today, whether it is in any state in Nigeria, whether it is PDP or APC, right? It all boils down to selfishness, self-centeredness. And there are those who have built their life, their careers, right, around this politics of a thing. The likes of Wike that was supposed to be a lawyer, and there are others who are like old men like that following him about, who have built their career on politics. That's what they're feeding on. So they must remain in politics. And the moment they are losing grip of that politics and then access to public fund, right, they will become rabid dogs. So it is never about the people. don't think we don't know that. It is never about the people. It's always about them and their selfishness, right? And that is why we do advise people don't get involved in their war, talk less of you dying in their war. Well, an experienced Amechi is a supporter, had this to say when they too felt like they could turn the table or turn the corner when Wike and his own team took over the state in 2015. They felt like, their Oga, Rotifmi Amechi, could turn the corner for them. Their life depended on it. Every now and then they will call them. You know what? Oga is coming. Oh yeah, get yourself together. 5 people, 20 people. We are going to protest. We are going to this or that. And at the end of the day, majority of them wasted away. Some probably went on to go and join Wike, and they are part of those parading themselves as Wike's followers today. Some have also moved from that Amechi, who moved from Amechi to Wike. They have moved to Fubara. This is what this guy had to say.
Opposition knows you, especially when you start to turn to student union, they do protest for road. No say your matter don't spoil. Now waiting we do for 8 years. Well, for APC, that's what we do for 8 years. When you're so weekend at governor, they do protest upon protest. Oga they come today, 15 man per unit, make on a mobilize, 15 per head. I beg go on and no pass 15. You know say you get as it be. When we take over all these efforts, we go sort about. That's what they hear. 8 years. Oga they come today, make on a mobilize. And I don't enter that thing where we see for 8 years. Make on see how the team be. Now all of them don't turn judges and lawyers. That's why I'm going to analyze judgment up and down. That time for APC, he got one judge where every APC man know his name. His name is Justice Lambo Akambi. And I never even try. As I never start. When I go do small, and I'll some name go come be familiar with others, such as Omoto Shop. Justice Wale. Justice Omoto Shop. What if it is on the Lufu? Justice Lufu. And I go grant names of judges finish for this country. I don't say anything. 70% of them I go come to. And I go talk political commentators without television. That's what it be now. Opposition.
You get that? So, to make you understand that this kind of a political survivor is not really about the people per se. The ones that are telling you that what Fubara is doing is wrong, they are not saying it because they love River State. No. It is because they have collected their feeding bottle. And what is that feeding bottle? The public fund. Others are doing it because they believe that if everything finally work in their favor, they will be rewarded. Okay? And that selfishness is what is playing out in a way that, like as that guy put it, right? That's how it's going to be for the next 80 years. First, they will make you believe that they could turn it around and all that. However, Wike, who has been bragging about my structure, every now and then, when you see him on TV, when you see him anywhere, is I make this one, I make that one. And I understand that it's going to be like for some of you, the APC, who are currently going to be the political commentators, who are going to try to remind us that, boy, this is wrong. You, Mayegun, Shebi, you are always like criticizing all the wrong thing. Number one, Nipe, Ogun will kill you. If you're an APC person who want to come and teach or try to tell us what is right or what is wrong now, okay? Number one, Ogun will kill you. Ogun will kill your papa, Ogun will kill your mama, Ogun will kill your children and everything around you. Say amen, because I, Mayegun, have always been one of the promoters of one thing. And that thing is that we may not be united enough to fight these criminals. Yeah, we are already scattered, divided. Many of you are so selfish, self-centered, that you have loved me, selfish enough that you love your oppressors differently. I am somebody who believes that the destruction of these people will be done by them and themselves. And whenever they start dealing with themselves this way, it is like the prayer, answered prayer for people like me. So when I talk about them, I am not talking about Fubara because I want to be like a supporter of Fubara, or I want to talk about Wike because I am somebody who doesn't like, no. You see, I am somebody who kind of will make you see that if they say Nigeria is what it is today, Nigeria is bad, all these people are criminals, all this, mine is to put name behind or beside all those characters. Those who are responsible for what you are suffering today, their contribution from every left, right, and center, right? The ideal thing for you is to know them and know their names. We're a wicked and it's a G-string criminals, bunch of betrayed. You might want to see horrible people do right things sometimes, but when you see them for their own selfish whatever, decided to further plunge millions of people into the perpetuity of nothingness that you have in Nigeria today, that is unforgivable. You see what Wike did in that 2023 per se, if all of you begin to kind of scrutinize it, if like not APC, a personal, you will realize that even though at the same time, it could be one of the things that will help further, balkanize and then destroy the contraption as it should be. But at what cost? At the cost of the lives of so many innocent people, which this Thiefnubu and his rogue co-travelers are currently perpetuating in that contraption. So he contributed to it, and then he brags about it. So if this destruction is going to be orchestrated as it is being done now by the person he also twisted the entire state, rigged in as his successor, then so be it. So be it. So now that the supposed Wike's structure, because when they fight themselves like this, it is not for us to celebrate. Don't get me wrong. It's not, we don't have anything to celebrate here. But at the same time, I won't deny anybody the joy of possibly seeing what Wike values so much go up in smoke. Because he's going to fight back, Abi. He is going to probably push his followers more. And then, yeah, if everything goes up like really, really faster than we expect, right? So be it. If Nigeria goes up in smoke, it's not because of me. It's probably not because of you. It will be because of them. And I've said this many times. The destruction of Nigeria is not from me. It's not by you. The breakup of Nigeria won't be done by yourself or by me. Sorry, the breakup of Nigeria will not be done by me. The continued existence of Nigeria is not going to be done by you. This lies in the hands of the criminals whose ego and then a pride and greed and all that will continue to push Nigeria to that precipice. And everything that will push it to that precipice, invite me. I'll be your guest. I will sing you. I will actually sing along with them. And that's exactly what is going on. So don't come around and begin to preach around, as if to say any of them actually really care about the next person or the next individual in their state. No, they don't. And I know that. But if dealing with themselves this way, decimating the influence of Wike, and in the process as well, destroying Thiefnubu and what it stands for. Because we all these criminals, right? What they stand for is pretty much like what is there to take my life and take your life. It doesn't matter if you are their supporters or not. Their actions and their inactions will continue to endanger the lives of people like us, maybe even you too, that supports them. So going forward a little bit further. So Wike and his gang are pushing for something tomorrow. And Allah, I pray that they are able to do it. So set it on fire. Probably they are going to set some local government secretariat on fire. That's what they are saying, that these guys, what this Fubara is doing, they be like, say, the situation don't pass, say, maybe they do press conference or go to court. No, it doesn't matter. What happened now is that they're fire for fire. Meanwhile, it's over. It's over. So it is either Thiefnubu and his gang find a way of probably making a deal with the Fubara so that your sufferings can continue in that way, or the way wicked that a lot of people are expecting to actually eat his own shit soon. Either way, this week is pregnant, we'll say. So where Wike's political influence in Rivers State is now almost gone. It doesn't mean that he won't have people that still probably look forward to probably collecting money from him, staging protests every day to make you feel like he's still something, he's nothing anymore. Politically, but let's leave that for now. Have you heard that the price of your petroleum is going up? And it's still going to go up anytime from now. I am not a bringer of bad news. I am just somebody who wants to put you on notice. When Thiefnubu and his gang, right, said that subsidy was gone, they had no plan. Of course, they had no plan for what the aftermath would be. Rather, they were interested in turning Nigeria into a palliative country. Palliative country where they can share bread, share rice, expired rice, share food generally. It's not even like general food, just rice and bread, right? So last month, Wale Ijon was at Dangote refinery, remember? When they said that the Dangote refinery is capable of refining at least 50 million liters of petroleum every day. And the ones they lifted from his refinery, they said it costs 989 Naira, which some of you have been buying for 1,000 Naira, 1,100, 1,002, in some places up to 2,000 Naira per liter. Then they said, oh, those were the imported crude oil by Dangote, that Nigeria will begin to supply Dangote crude oil. And in that arrangement, Nigeria was to supply Dangote 21 million barrels of crude oil every month. I was here, which a lot of people have also come to confirm what I said then. On this platform, I told you, Nigeria does not have any crude oil to give to Dangote. In fact, the little allocation of crude oil that is being given to Nigeria from the IOCs, the international oil companies in Nigeria, the ones that are really extracting the crude oil in Nigeria, paying royalty to Nigeria. The Bukwari's government, Bukwari's regime, they have used this crude oil as collateral for some loans. And that is why, you see, let me explain that to you once again, just a reminder. That Nigeria was supposed to be extracting 1.8 million barrels of crude oil every day. But that has dropped so drastically to somewhere around 1.1 million barrels. So 700 million is still being stolen. Or once in a while, whenever they want to make you think something is getting better, they will tell you that Nigeria is now producing 1.3 million. It's a lie. Now, the IOC and the arrangement they have with Nigeria was that if Nigeria was making that much, getting that much crude oil, they will be giving Nigeria 300,000 barrels of crude oil every day for Nigeria refineries. Since they said Nigeria refineries are not working, so what has Nigeria been doing with their own allocated 300,000 barrels? They have been selling it to whoever is cares to take it. And then they are like pocketing the money. This has been going on for more than 8 years in Nigeria. That is how deep the corruption is, by the way. So when this Dangote palaver started, they kept telling the public that they will give Dangote 650,000 barrels and it will be sold to him in Naira. What they didn't tell you is that there is actually no crude oil to sell to Dangote. So behind the scene, by the time Dangote himself would discover this, it was too late. But they did him something. They said, they gave him 2 oil blocks. Yes, they gave him 2 oil blocks. And they said he could go there and extract that 650,000 or how many barrels he wants. Now, it will require Dangote to invest in drilling equipment and all of that, just the same way he built a refinery. And when it is ready, there is no crude oil. So Dangote can no longer invest in drilling any crude oil. It can't even it can't even sell the oil block in a way that, okay, make a deal. There's nobody coming in to come and make a deal to drill the oil, crude oil for him, that he can use it at his refinery. So he went back on to say, Nigeria should account for the 300,000 barrels they are being given by the IOCs. Even though Dangote knows that they've already sold that. I mean, it's pretty much like doesn't exist. But they still went on to say, Thiefnubu has directed NNPC to give Dangote 300,000 barrels of crude oil every day. And that will come to something around 21 million barrels or something every month. Lies. So when they told you that Thiefnubu has directed them to give him crude oil from the 1st of October, and it's going to be in Naira, some of you bought it, even some hotel lecturers, as in some of these fake, fraudulent, educated people. They went on TV. They were analyzing how great that would be for Naira if they start selling crude oil in Naira. Even though that too is shady, let's assume they have the crude oil. Selling to Dangote in Naira is not different from selling it to him in dollars. So Dangote, now here, it simply means that if a barrel of crude oil is $100 with the exchange rate in Nigeria, so you have to multiply the $100 by 1,700 Naira. And that's how much they will sell a barrel to him. So $100, 1,700, that is 170,000 Naira per barrel. Share you get now. So 170,000 Naira per barrel, multiply that by 300,000 barrels. So you'll be running into, what do you call it? You'll be running into like hundreds, if not tens of billions of Naira. So that's how much Dangote will need to cough out every day. But they said the deal will be that Dangote will now sell the products to them. So Dangote that will sell the product to them should be selling it to them in Naira. Now Dangote said, no, I can't sell this product in Naira. I will sell it in dollars. So the product from Dangote's refinery is valued at 56 cents. So which then, according to them, right, will come to somewhere around, with the exchange rate, will come to somewhere around the 900 Naira per liter. So at 900 Naira per liter, with other logistics factored in and everything, there is no way the petroleum pump price will not be somewhere around 1,300 Naira per liter. So Dangote is asking them to stop subsidy. That if they stop paying subsidy, which they've told you that they are not paying subsidy, but Dangote knows they are still paying it to themselves. Before now, they were paying the subsidy to the friends of Bokwari in NNPC and the rest of them. But now, the subsidy they are paying, which is double what they are paying before, is now being paid to Thiefnubu directly or indirectly. Put it that way, indirectly. So you see all these shady deals and the deadline they are giving to themselves has prompted them now to now announce yesterday that NNPC has started selling the crude oil to Dangote in Naira. Which crude oil? How much crude oil? Nobody is asking per se. But people are sort of reverting back to the already announced, fraudulent announcement of we'll be selling crude oil to Dangote in Naira, and it's going to be 300,000 barrels every day. They don't have 300,000 barrels of crude oil to sell to Dangote. They don't. But they continue to double down and say, yeah. So if they are selling 300,000 barrel of crude oil to Dangote in Naira, then maybe we can begin to ask that, give us the evidence. Because there must be evidence. Crude oil is not something that you can just put inside there. It's not palm oil. Sure you get. So you see these whole shady things and all these media runs they are doing. Remember, they were supposed to start giving him that crude oil from the 1st of October. Today is the 6th of October. And today is the day they now made the announcement to say, now we are now supply Dangote the crude oil that he needs. But there is more. See this crude oil that Dangote we are giving to him with the current exchange rate. What is exchange rate doing with crude oil from Niger Delta? And they say, because selling in Naira is just some lies they told you. Whether in Naira, whether in dollar, is the exchange rate in between. Okay, we determine how much Dangote will actually sell it back to them. Okay, so now they are saying the ones they took from Dangote last month, which some of you are asking, where are these trucks that they loaded from Dangote refinery? Where are the trucks? How come you have not been seeing the oil anywhere? Now they say, well, the oil, the petroleum, they've arrived at their different destination, but they can't sell it at the current price you are buying it. Before Thiefnubu came in, a liter of petroleum was being sold for 167 Naira official, and in some places, 187 Naira per liter. When Thiefnubu said subsidy was gone, that jumped from 187 Naira to 610 Naira. Then in May, a year after that, in May 2024, when Thiefnubu made a deal that he will pay a minimum wage of 70,000 Naira and he will increase the price of petroleum, that's a lie, which they have now increased it twice. So a liter of petroleum now is sold for over 1,000 Naira. Yeah? So with these guys coming up with all this Ejowewe again, they are saying that it's not sustainable. So a liter of petroleum is going to, if with this exchange rate, if they are buying it from Dangote at 990 Naira per liter, how much do you think they should sell it to you? How much? Right. Don't tell me. They are already proposing that a liter of petroleum will now go for 1,500 Naira per liter. And that's the cheapest. It's those of you who are from far away, like Sokoto, like Kano, Kaduna, Zamfara, Borono, all these places. You will not buy the liter of petroleum less than 2,000 Naira per liter. It's not me. Don't look at me like that. It's not me. I'm just trying to see if I can make you understand the abracadabra, the pile of lies they've sold to you. So not me. It's not me. Okay? So they are already putting this in the news by saying the whole effort, the whole this thing and this thing, by the time we calculate, there's no more landing cost. So remember that they used to tell you about landing cost. The cost of bringing the finished product to Nigeria. That's their old lies. No anymore. The problem now is the exchange rates. Exchange rates. So the exchange rates is going to determine, and that is why Dangote told you that the NNPC will be the one to determine how much they will sell a liter. Now, that I said 1,500 Naira is me being generous. So in some places right now, they are already selling it for that much. If you are watching me from Lagos, or you are watching me from southwest Nigeria, you may scream, in a lie. Don't worry. Your own, it no go too much. Maybe like 1,350. Yes. But once you begin to cross the Lagos border, you begin to go to Ogun State and then you begin to go to Ondo or upward Benin, then you dare not open your mouth and tell me that that's a lie. Because I'm not the one who is going to determine that. It is already concluded. They are just waiting for the right time to make it eat. You know, you have been suffering from the scarcity of it anyway. It's just that a lot of you have become so used to it. The scarcity of that petroleum. So this week, you either face a serious scarcity or the filling station will just stop selling again. Even at the rate at 1,000 Naira, 1,200 Naira per liter, they will just stop. We now go begin to lament again. You see, in the last 6 months alone, the effect of Thiefnubu's abracadabra is already showing on the street of Nigeria. The numbers of vehicles you see on the road, they've drastically reduced. There will be more. Including those of you who feel like even if they sell them for 5,000, you go afford. You'll be able to afford them. No worry, they will still sell it for 5,000 naira per liter. The unimaginable things, unbelievable things that they are making you cope with right now is going to get worse. And listen, it is not it is not that they will sell a liter of petrol for 1,500, the cheapest. That is the issue. The issue is that they complain about the cost of living crisis now, Abi. It is about to get worse. It is about to get worse. It is not coming down. If anyone tells you that, don't believe Mayegun, please don't believe me. Okay? But I am going to be here. When some of you will be like, how can a bag of rice be 150,000 naira? What is going on? What the hell is going on in this country? Then you will remember Mayegun. What is going on is that Nigeria is about to implode and explode. And you see that your coping mechanism, that your endurance, they are about to test it again. Before Thiefnubu, like I said, 180 naira. Today, what you will buy with 10 liter, what you will use what you will buy for 10 liters, 1,800 naira for 10 liters, you will soon be using that to buy just 1 liter of petrol. Yes. And Dangote refinery is not a charity. They will tell you to live within your means. Baba, even living within your means, is going to become impossible. And that is why when all these Agbayas, they met in Lagos yesterday, you know what they did? They are called the APC, Egbekegbe Southwest. They know you are facing a lot. They know a lot of you are facing serious economic hardship right now. They know. They know that Thiefnubu and his gang, they are smiling to the bank every day. They know. But they need to continue to play their tribal card, ethnic card. And that is why today, I saw some of you on Twitter, your latest tribal Olympic is about soup. Which tribe have the best soup? Which tribe get the best soup in Nigeria? Are you not paying attention? The Yoruba versus Igbo, and then the others versus others. You are seeing some of these supposed influencers on social media. They are not talking about this. They are talking about soup. And some of you are pretty much taking offense. How can you say that about Yorubas? Yorubas have the best soup. The Igbos have the best soup. The Deltas have the best soup. They fight over who get the best soup. In Nigeria, when your entire life is about to go up in smoke. No wonder when they met in Lagos, Osoba, for example, was telling people that, especially the Yorubas must stand with Thiefnubu no matter what. Don't let anybody make you criticize. Anybody that is criticizing Tinubu is enemy of Yoruba. Is so Yoruba Moale. Now, they are doing that all over the place now. Is it Tinubu that caused it? They will be asking you that question. Is it Tinubu that removed subsidy? Is it Tinubu that caused is it Tinubu? Even those people who cannot sleep with their wife anymore, they will be blaming Tinubu. All this rhetoric that you are hearing here, you are hearing here and there, they are planted by APC, Egbekegbe, and the chief among them, this old good for nothing, old fools, old criminals in Yoruba land, pushing their tribal ethnic days when our people are already queuing for rice. They are already queuing for bread in Yoruba land. Nigeria is not at war, but Nigerians are already begging for food. People are already like, I mean, come on. But to them, no matter what, it is not Thiefnubu that caused it. No matter what anybody says, Nigeria was already going to be like that. It's not Thiefnubu. Meanwhile, it's Thiefnubu. They floated your Naira. Yeah, they floated your Naira. They valued it. They continue to borrow, implementing the IMF policies, World Bank policies that will continue to impoverish you. And on the other hand, they will be sharing rice, sharing bread. Yorubas have turned to Alimajiri within a year. Even under Bokwari, Yorubas are not like this. So I bet you, baby. And that was just a year and a half ago. Bokwari that destroyed Nigeria. To that extent, Abi, Yorubas were not queuing to beg for food this way. Now APC, Egbekegbe have turned Yorubas to Alimajiris. And they are telling you that you should go and hate other people. You should kind of begin to fight your tribalists. And that's why one Olori Bruku came here earlier. And he was talking about me. Trying to make my Igbo friends happy. Because to them, it is Yoruba versus Igbo. It is Yoruba versus Edo. It is Yoruba versus this. Yoruba versus that. When the economy is in shambles, businesses are dying. Our people are being impoverished every day. But they are being told not to blame the Thiefnubu. They should stand with Thiefnubu.
Bola Kolosora is the president 17 years ago, 2007, some of us in the Southwest, organized by Alhaji Hamza, then our leader in the Southwest, we organized lunch with Chairmen restaurant over the Kingswood Road. At that meeting, I'm happy to see Osoba Olusi Tenwoyi was a councillor under Awolowo before independence under Awolowo and MKO. If the Emirates decide that Bola should now move from Lagos 2007, 17 years ago, and move out to the national to leave from state politicking to national politics. That's the Jawaletipe, àwa Yorùbá la ránṣẹ́, Adébíyẹ́ Ọlọ́run pé he is the first progressive to be president of this country. Gbogbo ẹgbẹ́ ìjọba òbí kíkọ́ni wa, afọwọ́ṣe fọwọ́wọ́, kò jẹ́ kó ṣe. Púpọ̀ ní wọ́n táwọn bí, afọwọ́ṣe fún MKO Abiola. Adúpẹ́ Ọlọ́run pé gbogbo apádọ́ pátọ́. Wọ́n pa dẹ́dẹ́ sí wa lára, Abiola ò débẹ̀. Bọ́lá Tinubu tó débẹ̀ sí ẹjọ́ mo fẹ́ fẹ́ yín àdéhùn tó wù kó ní ẹni ká fi ṣoṣù ká fi para àwọn Yorùbá. Afẹ́ akọ̀ ó ṣọdún mẹ́rin nípa ṣọdún mẹ́rin tó kù lọ́nà tó ọlọ́run. Tí wọ́n bá ṣe àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ yìí, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn gbọ́dọ̀ wa that they are doing their best.
Nuisance leleyi.
You get that now? What he is practically saying to the people there was that they were the ones who told Thiefnubu not to go to national years ago so that he can help build them at the local level. So now that they have worked to make him president of Nigeria, whatever the situation is right now, Yorubas, we should just endure it. Every show soon, every para. Whatever you are going through right now, remember, they did everything to make Awolowo president. He never became president. They did everything to make Abiola president. He never became president. Now that Tinubu is the president, no matter the situation, Yorubas must stand and make sure that it continues. He will do this first 4 years, and he will do another 4 years. So I beg you, Yorubas, I beg you, okay? Don't, whatever this, don't worry, okay? Just, please endure. That's why he's telling them. What does that even mean? It got to a stage that they even said they invoked the spirits of Awolowo. They invoked the spirits of Abiola, the two spirits, to enter Thiefnubu and continue to take Nigeria to promised land. Nítorí Ọlọ́run, Awolowo built schools, improved education, improved infrastructures, built farm settlements. Awolowo brought Yoruba together in development. What exactly would you say APC, Egbekegbe, they have done for the Yorubas? What exactly would you say Thiefnubu has done for the Yorubas? Like what exactly? Is it education, healthcare, infrastructure? What? Awolowo never wanted to own the world. But you see, those are bias. You see, this tribal Olympic, tribal this and that is just about to start. Oh, I'm telling you. Here is another one from Bisia Konde.
So that you can make a difference. Keep that here, keep that here, go back. You will see the radio, go back. Can it damn? You know, there's a lot of keep that in one. This out where go back. You see, Amen. Ìkejì wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ látàárọ̀ náà ni pé àní ká máa ṣe ìpàdé kò sí kí jẹ́gbẹ́jú ìpàdé lọ. Ìgbà táwa ń ṣalága àti ẹ̀kọ́ lórí ìpàdé ẹgbẹ́ táwa ti ṣe ní ká tó ṣe APC ìpàdé lábẹ́ báwa lọ́pọ̀lẹ́sàn afẹ́ di gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ìpàdé ṣáà at all levels. Ìgbà tá a dẹ̀ tún dá APC lẹ̀. Ohun tí àwọn tó bá wà ní National Executive Committee máa bí ókè ìfúyà àdébáyọ̀ wà ní àwọn tí lè yàn kí méjì kan náà wọ́n ti kí mi lẹ́yìn oṣooṣù là ń ṣèpàdé. Nígbà tá APC ti wá ìjọba tán ó dàbí pé kò fẹ́ jọ dáadáa mọ́. Ó dẹ̀ jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn máa sọ̀sọ̀kúsọ sí wa wá láti ẹ̀mọ́ tí wọ́n ń ṣe. Tẹ́ bá wò wé tí wọ́n fún wa yẹn lọ́wọ́ tí Èkó, ẹwọ́ tèkìtì, ẹwọ́ tó lò, ẹwọ́ tí Oǹdó, ẹ̀rí pé iṣẹ́ ìlú wọ́n ń gbé ṣe. Ṣùgbọ́n gbà tí ẹgbẹ́ ò ní pàdé ìjọba náà bóyá wọ́n jẹ́sẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n á ní àti ẹ̀mọ́ tó ń ṣe náà òní àti ẹ̀sọ́ kó lè ní wọ́n ń kówó jẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tí ò bá sí pàdé ọ̀rọ̀ wa ò ní yẹra wa mo rò pé méjì náà ti sọ látara náà agbára bàbá wa tó wà níjọba ọlọ́run àti kó ṣàṣeyọrí. Àmín. Kádẹ̀ máa ní pàdé lóòrèkóòrè kó má bàa gbé ẹ̀yìn rẹ̀ túbọ̀ àwọn olóyìnbó pẹ̀lú narratives òmíì là á máa ṣe nǹkan náà ló kó máa sọ bá à ń ṣe. Tá a bá máa ṣe pàdé lóòrèkóòrè at all levels ward o local government o state o ìkànṣó tèmi dé belong sí national executive committee mo rò pé ojú ọdún kan lọ tí mo ti gbọ́ pọ́n ṣe pàdé káyà ìgbà tí mo fi gbọ́ pọ́n fẹ́ ṣe ní ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ oṣù yìí mo bá sáré bọ̀ láti London.
nuisance lélẹ́yìí.
I mean, you will see some of these Olori Bruku, some of them are watching me too. Okay? To them, I shouldn't be insulting elders. But those are not elders. Those are bunch of criminals that grows old, that have grown older. You know, foolish people also grow old. You know. Same with criminals. Criminals also grow old. And that is what you have on display. Dishonest men and women. Selfish, greedy, selfish people. Those are the people in charge of partly the southwest Nigeria, Yoruba land. Go to Ondo, go to Ogun, go to that same Lagos and everywhere, right? Ekiti. And see what they have turned the lives of our people into. And then the most of them will be like, now only God will help us. God is not going to help you if you don't get rid of these criminals. By the time you get to 2027, a lot of you who probably still trying to endure now, if you are alive, if you are, the people of Zamfara, all these other places that you've been seeing, Almajiri, in Kano, and the rest of them, there will be no difference between you. You're already there. And there's no God that is coming to help you. APC, Egbekegbe, they have been using Yoruba, Awolowo this, Awolowo that, in Yoruba land to deceive the Yorubas. And there are Yorubas themselves who have grown enough to become bigots. I mean, like homegrown. That they are comfortable with these guys because they speak their language. They will tell you straight with straight face. So, I'm a Yoruba ni mi ọmọ wa ò lè ṣe di bẹ̀bẹ̀rẹ̀ ká ló fi lẹ̀kẹ̀ sí di ọmọ ẹlòmíì. Ọmọ wọn tó ń ṣe di bẹ̀bẹ̀rẹ̀ ò ní di bẹ̀bẹ̀rẹ̀ mọ́. Everybody to slim up. Everybody to lose weight. A bit to everybody. I'm not people saying a bit to finish everybody. And they are watching these rogues. So the old man there was saying that when they were in the oppositions, they were always having meetings and meetings and meetings. But now that they are in government, they barely have meetings. That people are kind of so much like abusing them now. People are saying that they have no idea what they are doing. Some are even saying that they are looters, they are thieves. So what they need to do is to do more meetings and have more meetings so that they can have something to say to people when they have turned Nigeria into palliative country.
Okay, I went and buy this bread. They told me 800 naira or 700. I afford it because I were in need of it. I came back another day, say I want to buy this bread. You say from 800, you say 900, I afford it. I come again, you say 1,000 naira, I afford it. I come again, you say 1,1. I come again, you say 1,2. I come again, you say 1,3. I come again, you say 1,4. What for? Okay, I went and buy.
And that is why, after making the people poor, right? Then they amplify, apart from weaponizing the poverty, right? They now amplify the tribal hatred, ethnic destruction, ethnic hatred that they always do every now and then, a real distraction. And you will see somebody, a very hungry person, he is not angry with those who have made him poor. He is so angry, passionately angry, in defending Thiefnubu because he's Yoruba. It takes offense. When you say something about Thiefnubu, the next thing is going to be like, is it because he's a Yoruba man? So if you criticize Thiefnubu in what they have succeeded in doing right now, if you say anything about Thiefnubu, it is considered as an attack on Yoruba. What attack is more serious than the attack that hunger is currently forcing on you? What kind of attack do you think is more serious than the attack on your livelihood, the attack on your business, the attack on your jobs, the attack on your family's well-being, which is exactly what this APC represents? Then you will see people who are the victims of these guys. They will turn around and tell you that, yeah, boys, well, what do you want him to do? Is it now that is it a Hausa man that we will now have to follow? Being a Igbo man, we would have to follow. So that is why some of us are like, you know what? I think it is better for Thiefnubu to be there for as long as he wants. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's better. Because you still see some of them on social media that believes that what I'm doing right now is anti-Yoruba. But listen, we do know the Ronokus who do not represent Yoruba people or Yoruba land. Every one of them you saw in that room there, they are the younger, the older Ronokus. Selfish, self-centered, and no matter what they are going through or passing through, they still kind of have the faith that they will get their own share too. I'm going to get my own share. So I wouldn't kind of mind, not as if to say we have any control over it per se, you get, for them to have that 8 years or 12 years of Thiefnubu. Even though somebody said maybe that will reset the brains of the people, it won't. It will just further damage them. And the damaged people are dangerous people. And that is why it's not just these people that are going to be damaged. They are children. Do you know that the real victims of poor governance, of failed government, of poor countries and all of that, of government policies, they are not just these the adults. Children. They are the real victims. They are the ones that will never get better education. They will never eat well. And they will be exposed to all kinds of societal danger. But some of you don't know the gravity of that. You don't even know the level of that. When you see a father and you see a mother, and they have 4 children that they could barely feed, talk less of send them to school or provide health care for them. They could barely afford that. At the end of the day, they end up on the streets. Those are the real victims of all these guys. And every time I close my eyes and I just imagine the number, apart from breaking the hearts, right? It is scary. There is no future for a Nigerian child with these guys as they are. And it is going to get worse. So if all of you who are still doing this, your battle, your tribal battle, your ethnic bigotry, and to those of you who are helping them to distract people with it, get one of this, my guy, you won't believe it. He was kind of a guy that I actually really, I used to love. He's got great talent. He's got great potential. But he has now been recruited into the Arunokus. And to him, he is not APC. He's not a member of APC. And there are many people like you like that. You are not a member of this APC, but you have become indoctrinated into this their tribal war. The tribal war, ethnic war, and destruction. Because according to you, you can't let some people be insulting your tribe. You cannot be insulting Yoruba because of Thiefnubu. If you want to say something about Thiefnubu, just say, I cannot let you be insulting my people. And because of that, you have become an indirect defender of the Ronukus. Now they fight for who get the better soup. When your people can barely eat or feed. Now they argue on social media, attacking yourselves on who get the better soup. The Yorubas, the Igbos, the Ijos, the Deltas, the Hausas. What the hell? Where you can use your own platforms, different platforms that you have, to actually promote the education of the people and educate them to what danger they are being exposed to. Your schools are, your hospitals are what, if you have any? The environment, the entire area is being saturated by different kind of terrorists, kidnappers, and even those who won't let dead people rest. Mining skulls, looking for human this and that for rituals. That is now a pandemic in Yoruba land. It is a pandemic. If you waka anyhow, you know waka well, you feel go missing. And people may think, oh, na kidnappers, they will ask for ransom. No, they won't ask for ransom. Oh, now your head they need. Oh. Now your body parts they need. Oh. Because somebody has told them that if they can supply the head, they will be giving them money. In Osun State, now 4,000 naira they sell head. In Ogun State, it's a bit expensive, 11,000 naira. If it's a fresh head, right? Now 20,000 naira. And this is not even something to laugh about. This is a pandemic where the more people are pushed into poverty or the fear of it, right? They go more and more into killing spree. Kidnapping people for ritual, for money. This is not ransom, no, they are not collecting ransom. Kidnap people, cut off their head, cut off their breast, cut off their body parts, and go on and sell that for money. And when you look at the people, whenever they were arrested, right? I say, how many people have you killed? They'll say, I have killed about, I don't know the number. Give a number, how many? Maybe 100. So why? Because of money. Then you look at them, they look more like mad people. Insane people, which they are. So the poverty they weaponized in Nigeria, usually they will say, now the North, they are still suffering it too. Like it has become like a badge of honor for Northerners. Some of them are doing their best to say, to shed it off, to stop it. Unfortunately, it keeps getting worse there too. But in Yoruba land, our people have become so poor, that education is not really anything to them anymore. But why do you want to go to school? Wherever you go, all over Nigeria today, if they are not kidnapping for ransom, they are kidnapping for organ harvesting. Yes, they are. And then somebody is telling you that now God will save us. And another way is still asking me the way forward. I said, don't stop asking me the way forward. If you are comfortable with what you have, if you are not comfortable with what you have right now, then what should you do? Break it up. Stop asking for the way forward. Which way forward? Where do you think you are headed? There's no where you are headed. If you know that this is actually not, look at, this is not life. That's what we say, man, this is not life. What do you do? Knowing the people responsible for that, what should you do to them? Pray for them, or pray to God to come and save you. Or maybe ask Mayego to come back and lead you to what? The only way forward is once you know this is wrong and you know the people responsible, the entire establishment has to go. There's no God that is coming to save anybody. There's no way forward that anybody is going to provide to you or for you. The only way forward is what? Is to look back from where you are and then look at where you, look back at where you are coming from, where you were, look at where you are now, and that will tell you where you are headed. And if you don't like it, if you know that this is no, then you have to what? You have to go after those who actually are responsible for that. But if you don't have the courage or what have you to go after them, then why are you asking for the way forward? Because one thing is this. If somebody, let me put it this way again, maybe this one will make sense to you. The criminal politicians in charge of Nigeria right now, you would have to look at the ones closer to you. I am a Yoruba man. Therefore, I have to look at those who are Yorubas and their role in this destruction that everybody is suffering from. If you are an Igbo man, Igbo woman, you don't need to look at the Yorubas. You take a look at the ones within your own circle who are contributing to this destruction. If you are a northerner, for instance, right? You do not need to go and look for Yoruba or Igbos before you can find reasons to stand up. You look at those ones parading themselves, those ones who speak your language. They look like you. They talk like you. Take a look at them. What is their role in all of this? Then that's all you need to know. Everybody would have to go after the criminals in their own domain, not by looking for the ones outside or looking at me. There are those of you who love to give excuses like, why are you not talking about others? No. I'm talking about the ones closer to you that you know. The ones that you prefer to shield, because if you go after them, to you, others are protecting their own thieves. So since others are protecting their own thieves, you will have to protect yours too. And that's the problem. So when you look at these ones who are currently in Yoruba land, then you have your answer. So if you have the people you want to actually go after and challenge, they have to be those who have a chance of making your life different, but they choose the other way. It's a shame. So yeah, that's what they are preaching, telling our people that whatever comes may, whatever comes may, you are not supposed to join others, because Nigeria is divided already. They just don't want you to make it official. When you tell them to break up Nigeria, they will say, no, don't talk like that. Because they know that if you ask, that simply means that the Yorubas will face their own thieves. Ijebus will face our own thieves. Egbas will face their own thieves. Oyos will face their own thieves. Ondos will face their own thieves. Ekitiketes will face their own thieves. Just like that, everybody will begin to face their own thieves, that some of them will not come back to Yoruba land or come back to Benin land or come back to Igbo land anymore. Because what? Every one of us will kind of identify them and their role. The other day, one of them that was promoting the idea of bringing the IDP, internally displaced persons from northern Nigeria, to come and train them in Imo State. It was identified. They went after him. That's how it is done. Not by trying to say, but the Yorubas are also kiniko. When somebody is bringing terrorism to your doorstep. So you don't sit down there and be like, I'm a Yoruba man, then you are interested in Igbo thieves. And you wanted there to see the Igbo thieves dealt with first, when your own thieves are right there in front of you. You don't have to be a Fulani or a Hausa man and begin to be interested in the Ijo thieves and say, we know, but go and let's deal with the Ijos first. Or you don't have to be an Ibibio or a Shekiri and then be pointing at the Yoruba thieves and say, now the Yorubas, they cause them. Some of you are like that. You will see an Igbo man who say, now Yoruba, they destroyed this country. You will see another person say, now the Fulanis, they destroyed this country. But their own people are not destroying the country. Because to them, right, even though their own thieves deal, it's not as bad as other people's thieves. So my thief is better than your own thief. So you don't ask for a solution. You don't ask for a way forward when you are not even willing or ready to actually do anything. So It's unfortunate though. That reminds me of what do you call it? This guy talking about with a Wike back then. Remember this?
My primary business is other people's businesses. If I open my can of worms and maggots on Wike, but I'm waiting for him. His territory that he's trying to practice is my own primary constituency, and I'm waiting for him. He's a pretentious character, he's a liar, and he has no integrity, no iota of integrity. Wike was calling me when Atiku Abubakar was to announce his running mates. I have records and I've printed it out and I'm waiting for him. He called me 19 times in 2 hours, begging us to convince Atiku Abubakar to make him the vice presidential candidate. So when I see him lying on TV, because of the south of this country, because of southern Nigeria, the name of moves to south, you that were lobbying us and begging us, promising us heaven and earth to convince Atiku Abubakar to make you vice presidential candidate, to the extent that he was at the airport. I have a video. He spent hours in the airport waiting for me to call him to say, Atiku have picked you as a... He was at the airport here, waiting, calling me. He was calling me, my brother and friend, who is were in the Senate together, was also calling me that day. I have witnesses. I even gave the phone to Abdul Ningi to speak with him. I gave the phone to Senator Zameri to speak with him. He was begging all of us, promising heaven and earth. Atiku should announce him. It was around 1 or so that I told him, Oga, nobody will give you vice president. That was when he left and then flew back to... So the man who was so desperate to be vice president, because you didn't get it, you now started a southern agenda. I don't believe in such unprincipled, zero integrity character like Nyesom Wike. The man, Wike was the one who brought Ayu. Wike was the one who sponsored Ayu. And that was why Wike made all the governors to endorse Ayu. That's why there was no election in Ayu's, in the national chairman's office during the convention. Ayu was unopposed. Now you are saying Ayu must go, you want to go to the south. Maybe because of the alcohol he took. Maybe he thought Ayu is from Abia State when he was supporting him. Because Ayu is from the north. You are the one that brought Ayu. When did you now realize that Ayu is a northerner? But he was doing that time to satisfy his own selfish ambition of becoming the presidential candidate from the south. So he doesn't want the chairmanship at that time to go to the south so that it will not affect his ambition of becoming president from the south. So he pushed the chairmanship to the north and thinking he will be able to bribe Ayu to produce him as the presidential candidate. When Ayu refused to do the wrong thing, then Ayu became an enemy. Is it not the same Wike that removed his brother, his mentor, Prince Uche Secondus, as the national chairman of the party? If you love the South so much, why did you remove a Southerner to bring a Northerner? Today you are saying chairmanship must go to the South. Was the chairmanship not in the South? Was it not you, Wike, who went to court, who did everything, expelled him from his ward? So a character who is not stable like that, who is influenced by alcohol and other things I don't know, should not be taken seriously.
Just popped up today when everyone now sort of, everyone that has been waiting for a moment like this, that when Wike will begin to meet his Waterloo, and then they can take sides, right? That popped up. It's not a recent video. So your criminals all over Nigeria thinks about themselves. And whenever they can't have their way, or whenever they're about to be caught up in their own lies, they will begin to play the card of a tribe, ethnic. And some of you have unconscious or subconsciously, you have picked it up thinking you are fighting for your tribe, when these guys don't give a damn about you. They don't. So I don't know. I know my videos, my broadcast may never really make any difference of uniting you to reason, but I will always be in your mind. I will always be that under your mind to remind you that this whole thing has lasted this long because a lot of you have chosen it. You have chosen sides. You have forgotten what they have done to you or what they are doing to you, right? And even when the time comes for you to make critical decisions, right, you are still going to be swayed by your religion, by your tribe, and your education doesn't really matter. I've seen that. Your education never really matters. Education doesn't matter to an average Nigerian. The Ronukus that are flying the kites of Yoruba, this Yoruba, that, they don't love Yoruba land. They do not care about Yoruba people. What they care about are two things: a Yoruba man being in power, or their political party being in power. Everything else is a fair game to them. Even if they themselves are dying of that same poor, failed country where they cannot access better health care, their children can't access better education. Their children who are like a graduate can't get real job. When the time comes for them to make that important decision, tribe, ethnic, and religion will always be at the forefront. So I am going to keep, exposing this. And then a lot of you will continue to fall for this, their distractions, right? I do not have so much influence to get a lot of you to be on the same line in facing your oppressors. But one by one, two by two, right? We are going to build that critical mass. We will build it. And if it's not going to happen in this generation, probably it's going to happen in the next one. The next generation, they are already here. There are already 3 generations here after me. So what they need is what? The better understanding of this contraption, the better understanding of how they are being played, and for them to know that they are the victims. Whether you think you are supporting Thiefnubu or not, or they are playing you the tribal and the religious card, you will get to know later that you are a victim if you don't know that yet. And as a victim, there's going to be a time you are going to say no. And I hope that's going to be very soon. So they've told you, all of you, Thiefnubu is going to do his 8 years. Okay? Thiefnubu is going to do his 8 years. And you as a Yoruba person, whether your child is able to go to school or even go to bed this evening fed, it doesn't matter. You must stand with Thiefnubu, and it's up to you. It's up to you. Abuse me today, abuse me tomorrow. I am not a direct victim of a failed country. I am not a direct victim of a failed policy of your government in that contraption. At least not now. The only way I will probably be a direct victim is going to be if I find myself in that contraption, which I am not looking forward to. That may sound a little bit selfish, yeah? Well, if that's the only selfishness that I think will keep me alive, right? Well, I am happy to be selfish in that regard. I spend my time, my resources to remind all of you that you can be the architect of your own doings and undoing. APC, Egbekegbe represent nothing but death, destruction. And you can see it yourself. There's no amount of tribal, this ethnic that is going to turn them to good. No. And I hope that Nigeria doesn't happen to you before you see through this. So don't ask me for the way forward. When the Bedu enter body, when the Shege enter you very well, you will figure out the way forward. There's something that you are helping them to defend or promote simply because you think it is right or so to do, even though you might think it's not even right thing to do. But somehow, you feel like you have no choice. You do. Thiefnubu and his gang do not have the number to give them power. It is Nigeria that make it sustainable for them. And once there is no Nigeria, we can deal with these guys mercilessly. I'll leave it at that. And we can actually take calls this evening. I'll take a break. And when I come back, maybe we can take 1 or 2 calls. It's up to you. Thank you. Kolu, say something.
Alhamdulillah. 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 Alhamdulillah.
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it.
Forget about it. Anyway, thanks so much, and then welcome back, brethren. So to those of us who might be going to bed early, because now it's not weekend, okay? It's gonna be like another week already, okay? And you need to go get yourself ready for tomorrow. And you need to go now. Please remember, you can still like this broadcast before you do that, okay? Like it, share it, and let those who need to see this, okay, see it. Thank you. So my line, let's see if that's working. Yo. Right. So our line is still pretty much opened, okay? So those who are watching this platform live broadcast on Mayegun's Diary Political for the first time, and then you kind of like this, okay? You should go beyond liking it. You need to subscribe onto the channel and then set your notification on. Everyone else, right, as well. Ensure that if you check your subscription on Mayegun's Diary Political, or you already subscribed, but somehow you hardly receive notification that Mayegun is live or Mayegun just posted a video, especially on YouTube, right? Go check that your notification setting. And when you set it on, you set it to like all, not just some, all, so that whenever Mayegun is alive, you cannot miss anything. I think I have my first caller this night. Hello there. Did I get you, by the way? Or we are having that network problems? Because that happens too, right? Can you hear me?
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. How are you? See, I think we're having problem with that line.
Network.
But that must be your line or your connection, so to say. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you. Is that Pulapenga?
This is Pulapenga from Dubai.
My man, how are you today?
I'm doing great. And you? How is family? Your work?
We are here surviving. Thank you so much for asking.
We thank God over here too. We'll keep pushing it. We'll keep pushing it. Yes, we are fine.
I mean, the Emirates have resumed their flight to Nigeria after 2.5 years. What is going on about the lifting of a visa ban and all that? What is the latest, man?
The visa ban, the last robbery in the Gosuk and the plaza, affected the visa. Affected the visa. So right now they have completely abandoned the process.
The plaza robbery. How is that?
Yeah.
How did that kind of affect it?
You know, Nigerians, they went to go souk and they robbed, with ask and machete, and also they went in plaza to rob. Yeah, they went to plaza to rob, and a lot of people, foreign investors, were just scared because they brought out machete and asked, in Gosuk, over 900,000 dirhams gold were stolen, and again the same week in plaza.
So everybody who is a Nigerian in that place is pretty much like flagged then for that.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I mean, I'm just asking, like, does that mean that they just flagged everybody that's Nigerian there?
Yeah.
For that.
The visa process now is completely shut down. Even God, we are safe because God is on our side. They deported over 800 Nigerians in space of 2 weeks. But Nigerian media will just tell you it's 200, it's 300, it's a lie. They deported nearly 1,000 Nigerians in UAE in space of 2 weeks after that incident. So we just survived by God's grace.
I know. I mean, I know why. I mean, I don't know why you're calling this evening, though. So I don't want to kind of put that before your conversation, because probably it's time for you and the family to
survive
out of that
we'll
place,
survive
man.
it.
It's time for you to get the hell out of that place.
Can you still hear me?
We can hear you. Can you hear me? I can still hear you.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, okay. Go on, please. Make your contribution.
Yeah, so I recommend you for your good work. I never stop watching my ego. What you do here is 1 million, and we the true follower of Temple like this great platform. We appreciate you. We are grateful that someone like you still exists.
Thank you so
we are very grateful, and for we here, we will survive because I'm not one of them. So they know, you any crime you commit, they scan your eyes, even coming in the airport. So anywhere you are, they will find you under 2 days maximum. So yet our people knows this, but they will still go and do this. So why must you go and do it? And if you have sent money home, they will kill you in Saudi Arabia. They will take you there, they will kill you. But if the money was still with you, they will just jail you, and later they will deport you. And these boys now, they will do it, and they will send the money home. They will face whatever they want to face.
Wow.
So
man, I mean, I know you're having there a lot of problem with that your line. Can you still hear me though?
Yeah, I can hear you, but my network is breaking.
I know. Maybe we should just go ahead and make your contribution this evening, okay? Yeah. Go.
Yeah, I saw the elders. You know, the elders to follow my it's a Yoruba man. But one thing that I noticed is that a lot of the elders is a drug attempt, so he knows how to win your heart. He may not give you cash, he may not give you gold, but he will come. He will bring a deal to your table. He will bring a deal that you will benefit from. Like Wike sold River State to Thiefnubu. He didn't give Thiefnubu. Thiefnubu didn't give many cash. It was a deal. Few Minister of FCT. So Wike sold River State to Thiefnubu. So that is how it is. And I'll be following up, you know. But mostly when the line is open, for me to call in, maybe I will just have a little busy because of my kids, just to provide for them. I will just quickly rush out. And before I will come in, the program is off. You know. So I'm here with you.
Time it's so late in UAE as well.
So much,
like it's very late right now. I know.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anyway, we are still having a problem with that line though, okay? It's really good to hear from you, Pulapenga.
Yeah, me too. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I'll take that one, okay? Yeah, we always have a problem with that line. But here is our lady, Charm. How are you?
I'm fine, my girl. Good evening, and I hope you had a good weekend.
Well, so far so good. You know, thank you.
Let me appreciate you once again. You know, I always will for the wonderful work that you're doing to enlighten the hearts and minds of people. Hopefully, the people who are asking what's the way forward, by now you should get a clue. Stop asking, start doing.
You know,
I think that's what
if you give them the way forward, they are not going to follow it, and they will just you want to kill us. I say, okay, then don't stop asking.
Yeah.
Because a lot of you are not interested in the way forward. You just want Mayegun to stop talking.
No, but the thing is, I feel like even if they're interested in the way forward, they're always, I think that mentality, and I'm not quite sure how that happened. This, you know, we're looking for a savior or somebody to go forward before us. No, nothing to you. You know, why don't you put yourself forward? It's just the way some people were talking and, you know, taking a jab at Petrol, because, you know, like Fubara did this amazing thing in River State, and, you know, Petrol was supposed to come and do that, and even if it meant him going into prison. And I was incensed. I was like, oh, he should go to prison on your behalf so that you can become a keyboard warrior. What stopped you from going out there as well? After all, everything is affecting everyone. Him less than it is affecting you because he has money, you don't. Okay? We're looking for the least affected to, you know, to fight for the most affected. Think about it, the most affected are majority. So they should actually be doing the fighting and not waiting for anybody to tell you the way forward. You know what to do. Stop asking questions. You know? Funny enough, the reason why I'm calling is actually because of Pulapenga. Because I don't know if he's thought about it, but I find it quite curious that when they were supposed to start operations with regards to the visa and all of that business, he suddenly had a group of Nigerians, right?
Yep.
Who went to perform a robbery somewhere. Okay. And because of that robbery, they performed that in that place. They stopped the so-called visa issuance.
Stop a program that they pledged to start because
the government
robbed. It was shocker for me.
Yes, a group of people robbed. Now, in all the time leading up to them actually resuming this so-called program, this has been like 2 years, I think, where they suspended all of this.
Now it's been like almost 4 years.
Okay, so almost 4 years, my God. So between that time and now, that 4 years, Nigerians are not going to go and rob in places as visible as where they went to. Right? This is where I'm going. Yeah? They didn't perform any of these actions in that 4 years when they were desperate, when there was no light at the end of that tunnel. But all of a sudden, there's light at the end of the tunnel, then a group of Nigerians suddenly got hungry and decided that, you know what, we're going to hit this place. In a country where those people were over-policed.
Yes.
Because based off of what Polapega is saying, they do, run upon them occasionally, just, for the heck of it, no good reason, right? And then people were supposed to, they were able to self-organize themselves to go and attack such a public venue. Come on, people. Just don't start what you cannot do. If you don't want to give up these visas, it's your country. Please carry on.
No.
Okay? You don't have to do all this nonsense, pay people because you're already desperate. Because even though they tell you they will show you Nigerians who did it, I personally believe they were paid to do it because the outcome is deport more Nigerians and, end that program because they don't want it to happen. Okay? So that's my own conspiracy theory anyway. Then with regards to the Obas, you see, I'm always saying this, like, what they call it? Tinubu's government is the gift that keeps on giving. And I say it's the gift that keeps on giving, not because he's giving us good gifts. In a way, it's good gifts. He's telling us who our criminals are. He's helping us identify his collaborators. The people that are working with him, the people that are working to destroy Yoruba land, Igbo land, and all of these things, right?
That's right.
Look at Obas telling you that you should stand by a criminal. You talked about Awolowo, what Awolowo did, his legacy. Please, can you identify for the Yoruba people, just in case they don't know? Maybe you can speak it in Yoruba. Maybe some people don't understand English.
That's why
or maybe
I'm asking them, like, I'm a Yoruba man, can they please tell us what is Thiefnubu's legacy for real? But they won't. They will attack you. That's what they will do. They will attack me, abuse me, and say, what is exact legacy in Yoruba land for Yoruba people? That you can say in the last 25 years, it's been in politics that year, visibly, okay? The last 25 years in Yoruba land, nothing positive, nothing.
His legacy, if they want to be, in fact, I don't want to say they want to be truthful to themselves. They know because they are his collaborators. They work with him. They know he's a criminal because they are criminals as well. They have benefited from the decay of the Nigerian society, the impoverishment of the Nigerian society, the increased illiteracy. Because as long as you remain ignorant and stupid, you will be easily led, to believe that this man was something good. He's nothing good. So I think that day that is coming, that day that we're waiting for, the day when it will happen, at least no Yoruba man, no real Yoruba man will say they don't know who to catch. Do you understand? They don't know who the criminals are because Tinubu's government has made it quite clear. You know how to identify his collaborators, the people that have joined him in putting us where we are today. He has helped us to identify each and every one of them.
They are known.
They're not invisible anymore. They're not invisible anymore. And all those people who claim they were heroes of Nigeria, Falana and Co. You now know that they're part of the problem because of what Tinubu's government. So in that regard, we say he's the gift that keeps on giving. Let me yield to other people. Let them contribute.
Thank you so much, Charm. It is really, really heartbreaking for real, and it can be so exhausting as well. But, yeah. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. Yeah. Nice delivery as usual today.
Thank you.
Yeah. Fine. I'll just be very brief because I just want to ask some fundamental questions. Now, my fundamental question will be based on life and death. Like we eventually know that death is a sure thing.
Abi?
If you know that death is a sure thing, then why not try to live? Because like the multitude of Nigerians, they are not living. And death will eventually come. So if death will eventually comes, then try to live. At the end of the day, go out there and try to succeed. Go out there and try to suppress those people that are actually pulling you down. Because sometimes this bigotry, it really gets into me and it churns my stomach. Why can people allow themselves to be, led anyhow to do some very ridiculous things. They can't even think for themselves. You know, some so-called people
know better, and now they are there. They are the champion, and they will be claiming that they are. I mean, they cannot. They can't be looking away when they are insulting their tribe. Who is insulting your tribe? How can Tinubu be somebody that's a role model for Yoruba person to say, "Oh, because they are insulting Thiefnubu, then you know they are insulting Yoruba"? Like, how?
Now, look, I grew up in the West. I grew up in Lagos, and I can tell you that these idiots are just making a caricature of a great people. You know, I could still remember the days of the Jack on days. I even enjoyed part of Jack on these legacies. You know, if you go to Lagos, you can see its footprints everywhere. Is it the hospitals? Within 4 years, that guy performed magic. Is it the hospitals? Is it the housing? He was even trying to build if except I'm very wrong, he was even trying to build a subway, you know, I think somewhere around Falamo before the Buhari government
came to
came.
Metro. It's true.
Exactly. And they still paid for it because it was a breach of contract at the end of the day. Do you understand? So within 4 years, you can count what that man did at the end of the day. That was real governance. He really gave quality. And people like me, I can attest to it. It really contributed a lot in my life. Do you understand me? From primary schools, secondary schools, schools were everywhere. Classrooms. Before the man came on board, there was inadequate classrooms in Lagos State. He started building makeshift classrooms. People were going to schools in shifts. But when I started going to school, there was no longer shift anymore. People before me, they were going to schools in shift. But when we started primary school, there was no shift anymore. We can go to schools and we have our study materials given to us. Our parents were not buying study materials. You don't understand me? So look, I can still remember those days, and I can do those dividends. That was really governance. That was really affecting the people. Just like you were saying this evening, point to one thing that Kolu did for the people. I can't see any in Lagos. I can't. But I can tell you about the man that was there.
Tell them to bring it out. It's all mouth. It's all talk. Nothing.
It's all talk. I can when did Jakonde become when was Jakonde governor? It was a long time ago, but I can still point to things. If you go to Lagos, you can point to things. Exactly, you can point to this, point to that. You can. Is it the hospitals, the health centers that scattered all over? Is it the primary? You can still point to it. Till today, some of those main things that really modernized Lagos, you can trace them back to him. Do you understand? But what did Kolu do? He just came there to come and start collecting rent. You know, robbing his system, installing his own gangs everywhere. You know, all he was just interested to is to capture power, capture the state, enrich himself, you know, and, grab power and enrich himself more and more all over the place, up to national level. That's what he's doing. At the end of the day,
they want to rule Nigeria. They want to rule Nigeria. They are in charge of Nigeria right now. Nigeria is already burning down, but they don't want to take responsibility.
They don't. And just like you rightly opined now, to cover up these things, they are using bigotry. They are pushing bigotry everywhere so that people will now be distracted from the main thing. People will not actually be seeing them as the main perpetrators of the evils that's actually bedeviling them. And it's a pity. It's a shame. And so-called educated people can't reason anymore. Their emotions have beclouded their thinkings. All they just think about is the ego, their tribal ego, some false narrative sold to them, some religious bigotries and here and there. The fact is that people are hungry. People are living a very low quality life. A lot of people are still going to die today. People are going to die tomorrow from hunger, insecurity, diseases. These are facts. It's facing us every day. These are facts. You can't run away from it. Whether you're from any tribe or from any religion, these are facts, and these are a common thing, and it's going to affect everybody. So, like you said, if the entire country cannot function as one, I think it's better it's being compartmentalized, or it's better still everybody just go their separate way. If you can't function as one unit, because it seems like we're not getting along very well, and some criminals are just taking advantage of the shaky unity. At the end of the day, exactly. So it's really painful, you know.
You know, the most painful thing is that a lot of people who grew up, especially those who were like a non-Yorubas, we usually believe that the Yorubas are really sophisticated people. Man, these guys have messed all of that up right now. That some people were just feeling like, oh, were they lied to? Well, you guys actually lived it. You lived within the Yoruba land and you saw the Yorubas. But see those who are parading themselves as from Yoruba land today. There are a lot of people are beginning to say, man, were all those things exaggerated? Were the Yorubas actually really educated? Were they the most this or that? But look at us today. Like, how do you defend this as a Yoruba man, other than to go the bigotry way, attack other people? When we're actually seeing the destruction being done, man, Baba, see.
I lived it too, and I saw, and I can easily differentiate the shaft from the real thing. Exactly. I know some men of substance that would never ever agree to this rubbish. Do you understand me? They're still there. We know those Ronus. We know that they're just few in numbers, just that they're very loud and very, very, very malicious. That is why, most times, they try to suppress the noise of the genuine ones, like you and some other people. I like people like Dele Faro to me now. When he talks, Dele Faro to me is a man of substance. What's the name of that man that's leading the affair? That old man, that 95 years old man. That's a man of substance. Yeah, that man stood on integrity. He stood on. He has a lot. If he wanted to benefit from all this, he can benefit from it. All he just has to do is to sanction Kolu, and everybody will just be singing his praise. But he denied himself of those things. He stood his ground. That is a man of quality. That man will go to grave that he has lived a life. He lived a life of real substance, not.
That's the kind of people they are disparaging. That's the kind of people they are calling names. That's the kind of men of substance and integrity in Yoruba land that they are threatening. They are calling them names. They are disparaging them and the rest of that. Why people of no substance, no integrity, no education, all of those things, right, are parading themselves very loud as, Awolowo and MKO is our turn. It's us. And you are messing up the entire place.
Because sometimes I laugh when the people come on the forum and say, oh, you are trying to make your Igbo friends.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
For God's sake, you said it before, the Igbos does not need anybody to defend them.
No.
And moreover, you don't give a damn about any person. You are a proud Yoruba man. You don't give a damn about, but you are setting the record straight the way it should be. This is the way it should be. And everybody has to see the record straight. Do you understand me? So that things can be reconciled properly. There's no tribal this thing. They're trying to pitch one trial, try to seek this. No, the Igbo does not need anybody to defend them.
They don't need anybody's validation. They don't need anybody to speak for them. They are doing that already. But you guys are rushing and meddling. I mean, like soiling the supposed Yoruba reputation. Like now, everybody will now see these guys, the likes of Pekadobi, Wale Itun, Thiefnubu, all these drug dealers, the treasury looters, and then economic ruiners. As they are Yorubas. So me as a Yoruba man will now be like, but we have the best of the best of the best brains. But unfortunately, those who are supposed to speak up or speak out, they are either quiet or they have already been coerced. Look at the likes of Shoyinka as they unravel. People like him and many, many like that who just unravel like that. That to the shock of so many of us, like, what? Even though people believe that that's who they were. That's who they've always been. But come on, we didn't grow up seeing them that way. But look at where we are today.
I'm telling you, just like Chan said, the Tinubu government is really revealing a lot of things. Keep giving, because some things you never expected before, you begin to see them because you're surprised at the end of the day when you see some individuals acting the way they act. So, like, I would like to, because like you analyzed this evening from your presentation. It's only going to get worse. That means we should expect more chaos, more drama, and sometimes like
that is going to make everybody get distracted. Yeah, there's no amount of distraction they're going to put. See, if they don't fix this place, right, it will always, like you said, it is Thiefnubu's government that will continue to give, and is giving, and it will keep giving. Let me take another one, Baba.
All right, no problem. Cheers, man.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So we are gradually, possibly like coming to the middle of towards the end of this chat. Okay, if you haven't really liked the broadcast, maybe you should before the time runs, as it goes so fast than you can imagine. Hello.
Hello, Maigo.
Sorry, 1 second, Baba. somebody was there and asking, as usual, we always have these people that will come on and they will be there like, my program is a talk show. Let's start with that. So if you are tired of this talk, the best you can do is just to log out, right? And move. Okay. My program is not, or this platform is not a platform where somebody will be like, I am a human rights fighter. I don't have an army to go and fight anybody. Okay. I do not have, this is not a church where I say, okay, I have a congregation, the congregants, right? That can give order to. My program is a talk show. What I do is talk, and it's not just talk. So if you feel like this talk is not helping you, how about you kind of like F off, or somebody will get rid of you for us? Say, if you think all this talk is not helping you, why are you here? Why don't you just like get the hell out of here? Or some of you are just like so irredeemable. You are on a program that is a talk show, right? And it is not just talk, it is a talk around what is happening, where people are kind of being brought up to date, where people are being helped to be informed so that they can make informed decisions. Then you will type in there and say, oh, this talk is not. What do you want us to do? I should be a freedom fighter, or I should wear bulletproof this and that, or carry gun. What would you like me to do? Or what would you want the viewers to do? Somebody should get rid of that mofo, please. Thank you. Hello there.
Hello, Maego.
Papa, how are you?
Good evening. Good afternoon, sir.
Good evening. Good afternoon to you too. How you doing?
Thank you for your consistency.
Thank you, sir. As well for the support.
There are some people that watch your program that they just come down there to learn. They are coming down there to see if you're gonna derail from the path you've been going through. And I pray God will continue to be with you, because what you are doing,
Amen.
That's what the pastor or their imam is supposed to be doing, which they fail to do that.
Sabina,
Is your own,
saying,
whatever you are doing now, right? How are you going to help them when they are there? They should go and face their oppressor now. How did they expect you that sit down in your own comfort zone?
And now you have all the information
They did not realize what you are doing to them. That what you are giving them is what their pastor, their fucking pastor, is supposed to be doing for them in church. But whereas their pastor is there fucking their wife, messing up with different in there, they are imam doing the same thing. Nigerians are not ready.
I know.
If they are ready now, someone will not come on your show and criticize you in any way, because every single thing you said is under 1.1% right. There's nothing. There has never been a thing that you said that is out of the way. But they are not ready, just like you said. Now they expect you that sit down in your own comfort zone to come and fight for them.
Looking for Messiah. They are looking for
no. Because they don't like to. The people, especially Nigerians, especially we Yorubas. I don't know about any other people. Otoro won't fake bo. They want people that will come out here and massage their ego, which is very wrong. That's not the way to fix country.
No.
We are where we are today now. We are looking at, why can't this thing be the same thing where we are in the same Nigeria? Look at the video you just showed now, and the likes of Osoba and the other man. Those are the same set of people. All those old people that mess up that country. They want to make everybody, they want to keep that status quo to remain. Just like we said now, what the hell is Tinubu? If Nigeria was supposed to be a sane country, Tinubu was supposed to be in jail a long time ago, not to be talk about it. Say you want to become a president.
It's not because whether somebody liked him or not. It is a fact.
No, because it's a criminal.
He's
a criminal. If he was supposed to be in a system whereby there's a justice, that man's supposed to have been locked up in a long time ago. Kama was okay, he become a president. Nobody voted for him. He snatched it. So all the people come out to report on para.
That whatever it is you are going through.
These people, the Nigerians that live in that country, people that live in that country, they are not ready, just like we said. And to can't remain there. They will deal with it. Because what you are doing here is just for them, to you open their eyes. You tell them what they don't know, because whatever is going on in that country, majority of the newsroom don't tell them what is going on.
No.
I cannot believe in my own life, Nigeria will be where we are today. I cannot appreciate this at all. But in our lifetime,
we are now at the center of it. We are at the center of it. Me and you today, we know that Yorubas have the brains, they have the resources, human resources.
You can imagine when Karubi or whatever they call it come on TV, you cannot even pinpoint something good.
Nigeria.
You can imagine. Those people are just nothing but con man. Everything from A to Z. Now you are telling me to hold on for another how long? For how long do I have to hold on to? Well, let me allow other people to call it my goal. I want to pray. Thank you so much.
Amen.
And I mean, when I tell you, I don't know how much I can appreciate you. There's nothing I can do to appreciate you. Thank you for being my last speaker. We're going to continue saying it. I cannot believe when I travel out of that Nigeria, I never believe I'll be in this country for this long. But I've been here for almost 22 years. I'm sure there are a lot of people that have been here more than that.
It will be like almost suicidal. But it will be almost suicidal for a person to go back in that place and join that madness.
Baba. Thank you
so much, Baba. You have a good night, okay? Nice one, sir.
You too.
So, indeed, in case if you probably just want to be somebody with an itchy finger, okay? I have said this many times on Mayegun's Diary Political, okay? And the name explains itself. Mayegun, that is me. Mayegun's Diary, that is the platform. Political, everything politics. Because to me, I believe that our politics destroyed their contraption to this point. And the politicians who are the epicenter of politics, who decides our fate, what will happen to us now, or what happens to us tomorrow, they deserve the special and everyday scrutiny, including those of you who are going to be their victims, consciously or subconsciously. Now, if you know better, that's my slogan. If you know better, I expect you to do better. I am not a freedom fighter. I am not a journalist. I've said this many times. So I am here to help build a conscious people who are aware of their environment, who are aware of the action and the consequences of the actions of those who are deciding for millions of people, whether you are in Nigeria or you are not in Nigeria. So I believe that if you know better, you will do better. If you have an informed platform that actually explains things to you and explains things to you, how things affect you, maybe you won't become an enabler or continue to be an enabler. Maybe the issue of a tribal, ethnic, religious, all these sentiments, right? They will no longer kind of cloud your judgment. So, and I am not here to fight for anybody. I do not have any army out there to fight for anybody. If you can't fight for yourself, then please shift. I believe that if we have an informed citizens, home and abroad, where people knows that if except something is done, we are all going to actually die in the hands of these rogues. So if you come onto my platform and you say all this talk, then you shouldn't be here. It's as simple as that. I am not going to fight for you if you can't fight for yourself. If that doesn't work for you, you should not be here. Here. Hello.
Hello, this is Ake Kumeku calling from the US.
Ake Kumeku. Mazi, how are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm good. I feel so fortunate to be able to get through again. It's usually very difficult. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for being who you are. Continue to be who you are. I'm glad that it seems like it's getting harder, but like Igbo people will say, when it gets tough, that's when it ends. We're getting there. Our problem, though, I'm not in the leadership of IPOB, but sometimes I kind of try to read meaning into strategies people are employing and what they do. I think our problem now is if we can get one of the regions, if we can get a movement from one of the regions to do the same thing IPOB is doing, then it'll be over. So I'm thinking, can we engage? Because there are two major movements now. The obedience. The obedience are the ones who believe that this can be done. But I always ask them, at what cost? You know, the humanity of the people out there is being wiped off. Honestly. You know, even if you finally create a new system, you have to start over with rebuilding the psyche of the people. You know, it's almost like we're not even, the way people behave, man, it's like we can't even reason. We can't even apply logic, because the system is just keep dehumanizing us in all forms. You know, there's no human index that you can say that is positive in the Nigeria space. You know, I can tell that IPOB leadership are ready, but they know that anything Igbo, they cannot do it alone. So they just sitting back and watching, you know, because, and that's why we're
almost at that level until we discover that a lot of people just latched on what the IPOB was able to achieve enough to get their own, to get closer to those who are kind of sharing the pie. See those who were like screaming Yoruba nation among us back then, they are now pro Thiefnubu, unfortunately. Right? Those who are also screaming the Kwararafa at the time, the moment that man died, remember? I can't remember his name right away, but people will tell me anyway. The moment that man died, that movement, that dream almost dead with him. Today, a lot of them are just like either like demoralized, dehumanized, or they are part of the entire system now.
Yeah. So I'm just hoping that at some point, so I'm just hoping that at some point, there becomes a movement that from one of the regions that is genuine like IPOB that can, you know, push the whole thing over the edge. So maybe some intellectual, debate with people like Omoyele Show, right? And I can see that changing because he's talking about this, some that looks like regionalism. He's talking about some that looks like, you know, constitution, you know. He can also adjust it to, if you want to talk about the next time he talks about demonstration, you should talk about let's demonstrate to return to the former 3 or 4 regions that it used to be. And that is also a good way to go. But I don't know, those of us who propose disintegration can engage them in a debate. Let them make a case for us for why Nigeria should ever exist any further. Let them make that case. Let people like Obi and Obedience make a case to us. Why? Because we're intellectual people. You know, we're not intellectuals, we're intellectuals. Let them make a case for us why Nigeria should continue to exist. Or sometimes you can create a program, invite all the obedience and all the bad idiots, let them come and make a case for us. We're trying to be intelligently engaging, you know. It's not about, we're not claiming to be, you know, the best. We're not claiming that we know the best, but based on the facts and the antecedents we've observed, we're saying that Nigeria should end. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Indeed, engagement where people can actually interact, disagree, agrees, and, you know, like as normal people, you know, are expected to do. It's unfortunate that the rogues in Nigeria are pretty much like creating a toxic environment where engagement is almost impossible, right? Oh, I buy that. Well, I will think of that too. Hello.
Hello, Maegun.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Maegun Baba.
Yes, sir.
This is Austin. I'm calling from London.
Austin.
Spoken to you a few times.
Oh dear.
Yes, sir.
It's been a while. How are you doing, sir?
It's been a while. No, I didn't completely log off, but Nigeria's problem is a weight. When you keep listening to them, but I come back and forth.
The day you kind of decide to check again, the problem is always there, man. It's always there.
Yeah. And actually, yeah. Sorry, I have to go back a few weeks. So when you got a bit burnt out, went to the hospital. Thank God you're back, and we're glad you're firing, in your all 4 cylinders.
Well, get in there. Thank you.
Okay, listen, I won't waste your time. I think this Nigerian problem is a problem. I was listening to this. Hello?
Yeah, I'm with you. Please.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
All of us.
This River State thing, I think it's another dimension that people are beginning to see that Nigerians can actually do something for themselves. I'm from Port Harcourt, and I wasn't too sure what this Fubara is all about. And when he started going on with this wicked nonsense and, his resolute, statement that he made, challenging the IG, the so-called IG, that gave me some comfort. And I think that today, in fact, yesterday was one of my best days that the election held. Everything went well. But the question I have, Michael, perhaps is a bit away from this. I don't know if you can do a show sometime about what caused slavery, about slavery. What caused the, Africans sold themselves. Ajayi Crowder was a Yoruba guy. He was sold into slavery, right? It was not the Igbos that sold him.
It was Yorubas that sold him. And it was sold
exactly.
Into, sorry. It was
so what is the problem?
About 4 times. Imagine somebody being sold and he was saved, returned back to the land and resold again. So we return back, resold again. I think I have that in this book that we are yet to teach as well.
That dimension. Yeah, going down that dimension. If you go back to the east, you have the Arochukwu and all that. People say the Africans sold themselves. Now, there's something about the African that we're not looking at. If you look at what happened in Rivers State recently, in fact, this past weekend, you could see that actually when people are resolute, they do what they want to do. It works. But why is Nigeria in this mess? So the reason I'm thinking about slavery is that there's something about the African that we're not talking about that has brought us this far. But we're looking at Tinubu. Tinubu is a criminal. He's the president. He's in London, and I saw the clip about people calling him, whatever. It's embarrassing that we live here. If you go to the United States, Europe, everywhere, in medical field, in technology and everything, that is very clear. Nigerians perform. Why would a Nigerian leave Nigeria? Exactly. Why would Nigerian leave Nigeria, come to England or Europe or United States or California, get into a technology or medical field, and then do well? Now, there's a point. Exactly. There's a problem. There's a problem here. We need to look beyond those leaders. So like begets like. The fruit do not fall too far from the tree.
No.
There's a problem with the Nigerian, frankly. We send about 20 billion. The diaspora Nigerians send 20 billion to Nigeria. Why can't the diaspora Nigeria get organized? 20 billion is a lot of money.
It is.
That could do a lot.
It is.
So I don't know. I don't know if I'm making sense here.
The country as a whole doesn't make that money anymore.
It's annoying. It's annoying with all these things. If you come to London, or go to California or whatever, New York, go to a typical bar on Friday night or Saturday night, see a bunch of Nigerians sitting down drinking cognac or beer or stout. They talk rubbish. And most of them are doctors, engineers, and all that. But in the beer parlor, they just talk beer nonsense. No one would ever say that, look, we have this much money, this capital, this advantage we have that we can use to develop our country. They just send the money. And then when they go home, oh, because exchange rate is cheap, we can afford to stay in hotel because $1,000 can give you a lot of advantage. It doesn't make sense to me. So I don't know. I'm going crazy with this thing now.
It all boils down to patriotism. The truth is that we might all be answering Nigerians out there, right? We do not really have any sort of a connection to that country, so to say, that is, that is born out of patriotism. Yeah, people seems to have people who are more patriotic to their real identity. For example, I'm a Yoruba man. You are an Igbo person, or you are what do you call it, an Ibibio person, or you are an Ijo person. People out there kind of get more loyal to their real identity than Nigeria, and that brings about that individualism. See, let's even leave those ones that sends money. All of us that sends money, right? What about those who kind of return from these countries, this Western world, and they ended up holding political positions in that place, and they still performed worse, right?
Worse. You remember when
he lived in this country, right, for years. The former governor of Ogun State, 2 of them, in fact 3 of them. The one that is current governor of Ogun State right now lived in America for years in the 80s and 90s, right? The former governor as well, Benga Daniel, lived. He had his family raised in the UK. He lived here. Amosun lived here. His children, they are British. Well, when he went back to Ogun State to be their governor, the current governor of Lagos State, Sonweku, he was a resident of America. Bajabi Amule, the chief of staff to Thiefnubu right now, he was a lawyer in Georgia. Do you get that now? Majority of these guys actually lived abroad. When they return back to that place, there is no real reciprocation of what they learned or what they kind of like this, these areas. Once they get back to that place, they just contributed to further destruction of the place. And my own answer is that
Michael, listen
to that place.
Michael, listen. You're very resolute. You're very, very organized, and you have a lot of information. That's why I like your show.
Thank you.
When you speak, you speak with facts. That's why I brought up this thing. I didn't need to bother you with going back to slavery. There's something intrinsic. Yeah, there is something intrinsic and for me very worrying about the African, especially the Nigerian variety of African. It is bad. We look at the branches, you look at the fruit. The fruit is not the problem, it is the seed. We need to walk around to see what kind of seed are we planting. The soil is good. God gave us everything. Everything. So what is it about, say, the Baja Miabiole or whatever?
He's a thief. He lived
all
in
those
Georgia.
criminals who lived in America and in Europe, and they go back. You remember when governor who took over from Tinubu or something? What's his name? Fashola, is it? You remember when Fashola used 78 million naira to create a website, WordPress website that could easily be done in a week?
You get it?
78 million.
Have to ask yourself, like, why?
There are people in London, 1 or 2%, perhaps I probably would know even. Not that I know a lot of people, because I hear things that, work with this guy. And this is an idiot who keeps talking. People are still listening to people like Obasanjo, but people will be listening to Obasanjo and all those people. These are these. That the problem is from the seed. Obasanjo, instead of Obasanjo had the opportunity, in fact, he's the worst president for me, because he had opportunity, was deputy president to Mauritania.
I know why. Selfishness.
You know why? Why? Because he was assistant to Mauritania when Mauritania died, 1976 to 1970. He was the one who deprived one of the person, I believe, the president Nigeria never had was Awolowo. Awolowo. He is the one who deprived Awolowo. He's the one who brought Nigeria to this point. We are not seeing that. We're looking at Tinubu, we're looking at Buhari. Who started it? It's Obasanjo, and he had the second term from 1999 for 8 years. What did What did he do? $16 billion for electricity. He wasted.
He had a chance of giving Nigeria a brand new constitution, people's constitution, where people actually said this is how we want to be governed. But because of his third term, he botched it.
And that guy is still talking, and people call him Baba. I don't give a fuck about those things. All right, Michael. Sorry, I took your time. I look, really, I don't know. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to vent my, because sometimes I go, it's very depressing. Thank you so much. Thank you for your effort.
I appreciate your perspective to the whole thing as well. But yeah, we'll keep on talking until when a lot of us will begin to listen better too. Thank you very much, and you have a good night.
God bless.
Cheers, man. So we have just about 5 minutes to go now, and I'm going to just take this last call tonight. But to us who are still watching, please, if you haven't really liked the broadcast, maybe you should now. And then if you haven't subscribed onto this channel, maybe you should as well. Here is our last caller this night. Hello. Are you there? Sorry about that. I think the problem is that this caller is connected, right? But the network and all of that is not making it happen. I am so sorry. We would have to kind of cut you off and give another person the shot. Really sorry. And he's been trying so much to try to want to get through, right? Unfortunately, another person will take the shot. Hello.
What a perfect calculation, man.
Bless you. Somebody's misfortune is your own fortune. It happens, right? Mr. Chairman was busy for like over an hour last night, calling and calling and calling. When I took his call, he just never connected. I'm like, oh, bless you. Then another person had to take the shot. Air Force One, how are you, sir?
Man. Yeah, Baba. Oh, man. I am sad, mixed feelings, and helpless, hopeless. I don't know. Because I didn't see any hope coming. There is not any hope.
Except somebody manufactured one fake one, like Thiefnubu.
There is no hope. And I like what I think second to the last caller said something. The man from the US. You know, what come to think of it, I really need to see somebody like Obi. They need to sit him down. Obi, what did you see? Why do you still bent on Nigerian being together? You know, that's a very, very good question that man raised. I was able to raise that from everything he said. Why must us be together? What is the catch?
Let's have a chat.
I don't think anybody else.
Do you want us to be clear?
Yeah, I don't think anybody has ever, until this moment, think about asking them that question. Why do you want? Because it's not about just, giving us data, statistics about, Nigeria is not producing, we are not doing this, we are not doing that. Why do you want us to be together? Because another thing you said with, I think with the gentleman that spoke last, was about tribal thing. This is very, very, very sure that people would rather follow their tribe because this person is Igbo, this person is Yoruba, Hausa. Regardless of what that person is doing, they will follow them blindly to the detriment of either their own life or comfort. They will do all those things like that. So which another question that somebody popped in my mind that, okay, so why don't we just go separate ways? Because if that be the case, we can never unite together. It will never work.
No.
Our 2 + 2 will never equal to 4. Never. I'm telling you, sir, it will never work because it basically that's what it is. Because look at those elders right now. Look at them. Look at them.
See?
Among
before you say anything, they will quickly try to shut you and say, don't you have home training? Don't you have respect? I say,
yes.
Respect for who?
Yes.
Home training for who? Listen, if you say people like us don't have respect, we don't have, because, people like us don't have home training because we don't have respect. I'm like, okay, hang on, fine. Me, I agree. I do not have home training or respect for people who don't have respect for me, whether you are young or old. But can we ask who raised these people? Who are their parents? I'm talking about people who have been looting, mismanaging the lives of people, right? At least they have parents too. Okay, those who are stealing, those who are destroying Nigeria, Who raised them? Did their parents raise them well? Did Thiefnubu's parents raise them well? Did all these state governors, their parents raise them well? To steal money, public fund, that could fund education, healthcare, security, and all these things. They loot all this money. So me, that is talking about them, I am the one who has no respect. But okay, fine, I agree. Then who raised these people? Who are their parents? At least their parents now. Who raised them?
They do. Baba, they do. But, Baba, they do. But the thing here is that, for example, now, if I come to your backyard and you have a mango tree or orange tree, and I plug like 5, and you are seated right there with a no trespass, in a confined, secured area. I was able to sneak in. I sneaked in, plugged 5, I left. Okay? And you didn't say anything. The next time, what will I do? Even if I can call the whole tree up, I will do it. That's what's been happening. They've been siphoning the money, investing the money. Nigerians
people are stealing people's fund, right? They are offended. There are people like us call them thieves. And they say, is that how you talk to elderly? Is that how you talk to this? Don't you have home training? I say, fine, I don't have home training for criminals. But who raised these people?
In regards to that one, you see, I've been noticing something lately that, you remember recently this Baba Diboye came out and said he apologized regarding the fighting preaching that he did years ago. I begin to find out like these people, they've been feeding us with fables, all this respect, all these things. I think some of our culture as a Yoruba person, because take it or leave it, Yoruba culture rules Nigeria. Take it or leave it. I'm telling you right now, sir. Yeah, that's the dominant culture everywhere in Nigeria. I mean, I found to be corrected, but from what I've seen so far, Yoruba culture.
We are being manipulated. Because you see,
so we've been manipulated.
Yoruba culture detests all this kind of conny thing. And that's why Yoruba have war for everything. You know what I mean? Yoruba have war for almost everything.
Yes. Yes. So conny things. And if you remember back in the days before all this colonization happened, if people go to market to sell stuff, they will just put the numbers of cows, the price there, they will go away. They didn't buy you well to buy anything without paying or steal anything.
Price,
Yeah, but you know that. So on the other hand, that thing is too kind of, I don't know, maybe it's less or maybe it's the way we are right now. It's just so ridiculous,
We normalize those things now. We normalize we call it being smart. You see, when you cheat the system, it's called smart, right? Meanwhile, as a Yoruba man, when I was growing up, I mean, I'm not old, right? At least when I was growing up, they were saying that if a thief is dressed in golden cloth, wearing gold chain, with gold hats, have gold rings, with golden shoes, driving golden cars in Yoruba land, that person is still a thief. Because you know what? Everything owned by a thief is stolen. No matter how beautiful it looks.
It's stolen, yeah.
You know, they say, but today, now it's about just make am.
Because
now.
We are at the distant hand right now, so everybody is trying to iPhone everything and steal everything. That's not our culture. That's not our culture.
And I think between the 70s, 80s, 90s, and up to now, they normalize all these bad behaviors that if you try to point them out, you will be sounding like a madman. You will be, you say he's a philanthropist. He's helping people. Shut up your mouth. Let us appreciate, let's pray for him. That's what they normalize, but that is not the Yoruba way. But look at us today. How many people would say that to now?
Imagine them, all the elders, Kapuriti, Yorùbá tí wọ́n jẹ sọ yẹn náà, wọ́n ní ká fara tí àti bàbá yẹn sọ yẹn náà, ní ìtàn ẹjẹ́ mọ́ Yorùbá tó sọ. ó ní ká fi ṣoṣù ká fi para.
Now,
So ká yẹn máa kú lọ.
it is, no matter how bad it is right
I was
now,
speaking to my sister today.
We should just use it
I
as
was
a
speaking to my sister today.
and endure it.
She told me, she said, àpò èlùbọ́ is now 300,000 naira. 300,000 naira. Àpò èlùbọ́ kan is 200,000 naira.
I'm official summer last morning. Yeah, first one.
So what is their integrity and dignity? You know,
integrity. What is integrity? So gone. You'll be sounding like you are the one who has problem. Now you get problem if you begin to point all these things out. We tell you that, oh, Baba, let me take this because I know this person probably also wanted to have it. I'm going to give you just about 2 minutes, sir. Our time is now sort of like done for, but I really felt bad that, hello.
Yeah, hello.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine, thank you.
Grand.
I'm not going to take too much of your time, but I'm just going to dispute one cardinal theory. People don't understand what's happening now. In my own view, that's my own opinion.
Of course, please go on.
People can accept it or deny it. What is happening to Nigeria now is is the final stage before something implode.
Right.
When I say final stage before something implode,
right,
the fight among all the power among
silence before the storm appears. What's that called again?
Yeah, all these people fighting for power will continue to fight for power, and they will destroy the power that they've actually ended up acquiring through illegal means. What I mean is, the ordinary selfless people like you and other people that have been trying to make the system work have done the best they can under the current circumstances, and it's not working. Other people are going to keep trying, and that is how it's going to keep going. However, I will give people an indication. I work with data. It took PDP 16 years to collapse.
That's right.
APC is getting to its own 16 years with Tinubu. And you can begin to see the particles happening already within them. The moment Obasanjo started locking up fellow PDP members, that was the beginning of the collapse of PDP. Tinubu is starting the same thing again. The fight happening, APC, PDP, AMP, PODs, everybody's beginning to break out from that political party. Because the main reason for setting up this so-called party has finished. Tinubu is the last man to rule under that system. What you people have been saying for years that they need to divide, people are beginning to see it. 10 years ago, it could be maybe 100 people that used to think the way you're thinking. But now you're beginning to get into the region of the millions. I will say, do not stop what you're doing. Sometimes you don't realize how much you're peeling off the back of the tree until the tree falls off. When the tree falls off is what people see. They don't realize somebody has been peeling the back of the tree.
For a long time.
People, thank you. People like you have been putting that idea in. To the point before, we used to think that there was what we call core knot. But people like you have begun to open people's eyes to realize that's what's called middle belt. There are several factions within the middle belt. When was the last time you heard Northern Caucus meeting in the National Assembly? Those like things have been is no longer like that. It's been dispelled. So do not, in as much as you don't, people may think that you're not doing enough. And may come here and criticize you, may talk other things about you. You are peeling the back of the tree gradually.
You know why I'm going to 100% agree with you is this, right?
Yes.
5 years ago, when you talk about let's break up this Nigeria, a lot of people will kind of like intelligently, by the way, engage with us and say you are talking rubbish. And like you said, more and more are beginning to sort of agree now, even though they haven't really agreed on how, but they are beginning to see that, man, if something is not done, this place is not going to last anymore. They are beginning. See, majority of those who are asking us, who are now agreeing with us that Nigeria should break, a year, 2 years ago, they are pro-Nigeria, like pro. But now they are seeing the hopelessness that some of us have seen for a while. And I agree with you that every now and then, people are seeing more reasons why if something is not done about this place, it won't last. I agree.
Not only that, the Japa syndrome also helped a lot. Because when people jackpot, young people that jackpot to Europe begin to realize that you don't pray about electricity. You don't pray for NEPA. You don't pray for good road. You don't pray for bottle. You don't pray when you have an accident. There's an insurance. You don't. Your papa will not grow old. Then one day he falls sick. All his earning go because he couldn't afford a hospital bill. Your sister will not go to give birth and die there, and they'll keep the corpse and tell you have to come and pay. These are all the things that people are beginning to see, and this young generation coming in droves, and they have the advantage of having a phone that can show the Europe life. Oga, I finish work on Friday, then pay me on Monday morning. I no go see Oga, I no sleep with the boss, I no ask. Like so many things that used to be, people used to think is a might, has now been broken down. And they are looking at your program, looking at other programs similar to yours, sending those videos every day. You may not realize it. It's only when it will not happen. Thank you. You're beginning to create an ideology where people begin to think, wait, if this guy is saying this, I come to England. Scotland is less than 10 million people, they have a country. Wales is less than 30 million people, they have a country. What is the population of the whole of Southwest? What's the population of Southeast? What is the population of Ijaw? What's the population of these other people? People are beginning to question, wait, oh, even Luxembourg, that is less than 6 million people, have a country. Malta is less than 20 million, they have a country. Oh boy, wait, oh. This is what I've been saying is actually true. We don't really need to be together. I'm not saying they should break up. I'm just saying keep peeling the back of the idea.
This thing they told us is not negotiable, is not this and that. Like, who even made that conclusion? So people are questioning things now.
It's not negotiable because the people that were born before, like one of your callers said, people in Africa, in Nigeria, don't have critical thinking. A Nigerian person is born a Christian, never asks himself, why am I a Christian? Is it my choosing, or is it because my dad and my mom were going to church and I just followed? Somebody will not ask, why am I a Muslim? Oh, I was born in Nigeria, I must die in Nigeria. No. You were born poor doesn't mean you should remain poor. And until people start having that little bit of thinking, saying, wait, oh, yes, from the time I couldn't pay my bill, I'm willing to follow the person paying the bill to follow what they believe. The day I start paying my bill, I decide who I want to be. I want to be a Christian. I want to use my left hand. I want to walk with my head. I want to do what I want to do. Then you begin to see the system begin to break gradually. And the biggest sign of the break in Nigeria is two things that have happened. First, the obedient movement created a shift between people that want Nigeria to work and hope Nigeria will work.
Took the entire country within just 8 months. 8 months.
They did it, but the power that be showed them that, listen, we control the power. And now those people are now shifting from, wait, oh, this thing can never work. They've now moved to your own party, which is, I think we have to go our separate ways. Which was why they would rather sell their vote, knowing fully well, even though they vote their conscience, they're not going to get it. They're waiting for that person that is willing to die, just like Fubara showed them. The people within the system will be telling you how the system works. If you remember, in the 1990s, nobody knew how election was being rigged. We just get a result announced.
Now we do know.
Gradually, if you check online now, these people have been coming out to say how they are rigging the election. Oh, we sit down and write the result and tell them to announce it. Next, somebody will say, oh, during this, we'll make sure that electoral material doesn't get to this senatorial zone. We'll make sure when we finish, we tell them what they want. Gradually, the people that feel that this system, they were supposed to be in the system and they are not getting what they want, are beginning to tell the secret of the system. And they're arming people on your own team with what they've been doing. Fubara has now shown them that, listen, I am part of the system, but I can also show you how to break the system. When they are conducting an election without Nigerian police, for the first time, you didn't hear people die. You didn't hear election material were carted away. You didn't hear, so I mean, Nigerian police have been
anymore. People are seeing them on their phones live. They are seeing how things are done live. And some of them are like, man, this is unacceptable, man.
Thank you.
We will reach that critical mass. I believe you.
We're getting there. And what Fubara did, just to conclude, yeah, sorry, I know you give me 2 minutes.
No, this is interesting.
What Fubara did has now proven to people that all you need is to be as mad as them, have the arm on your side, or have enough stout on your side, and you can decide to say from tomorrow now, Abia State is now a country. And you put your army down and you put your foot down, you don't need Nigerian police.
God bless you, man. See,
and that is where it's getting to.
Thank you so much. I wish we still have a lot of time on our hands and I will listen to you all night, honestly, right? Well, thanks so much for not giving up though, right? And I'm happy that I actually took the call as well, okay? You have a wonderful night, sir.
And you too, have a good one. Thank you.
God bless you. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's a very brilliant one, I would say. And to everyone else still watching, thank you too for your patience and for still being part of this. Let's go to bed. I will see you again. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà gbówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.